And
Alright. I should get a YouTube notification saying that we're live, and that'll probably give me the
oh, you're
link.
subscribed. How nice of you.
Of course I'm subscribed. How do you think I watch all the videos when they come out?
Oh, you're the one who watched it like 20 times. That's why.
No.
He just watches them 20 times under separate accounts. Like he has multiple alt accounts.
I have like 50 billion alt accounts that I watch all the videos.
And you only watched it 50 times?
I have
How dare you?
I have like one of those like WoW setups where you have like 50 different WoWs going on.
Oh,
it's like 50 different videos.
I always will remember the Pokemon Go bike.
Oh yeah, the guy, the Pokemon Go bike, yeah. So anyway, I guess I'll do a little intro for the VOD, right?
Yeah.
Hello everyone. We're doing a little streamer-emo. We're gonna talk about some VTubers. We're gonna have a little chit chat about some VTuber, some of the VTubers. We thought we'd do that. I believe in one of our past videos on when we covered VTubers. I can't remember if it was the Apperbend video or if it was one of the other ones. I think it was one where I think it was when like EN was just coming out. This was quite a while ago. We said we were gonna go through and like talk about all of these VTubers,
which is now increasingly more difficult.
A problem. Yeah. We were gonna go through and talk about, I think EN specifically. We were gonna go through and like talk about. We're gonna talk about all of the ones that we like and do a review of them and what we think after watching some of their streams and that kind of thing. So here we are. We have arrived at the day where we're going to do that. So pretty much. The general idea for this is we're just going to go one by one. We'll start at Gen 0. We'll just bring up each page individually. Maybe have a little read. Maybe have a little, look at some of the trivia and stuff. And then we'll just kind of, have a discussion about the chick. And then we'll move on to the next one. And then we'll move on to the next one. We'll kind of just, casually,
and
simply.
We'll very likely are going to limit this to Hololive this time.
Yeah, because we do kind of want to do Niji-Sanji, because there are a lot of good girls in Niji-Sanji, but there are
also good boys.
So many fucking people in Niji-Sanji. Like, we would be, like, if we tried to do both at once, it would probably take us, like, all day. So we don't really want to do that. So maybe we'll do
I have schoolwork to do, so...
We'll do a part 2, right? We'll do a part 2. Where we do Niji-Sanji. This is part 1 where we're doing Hololive, because Hololive's a lot easier to do because it's not as many people.
Alright. By the way, is the video quality any good? Because
yeah, it looks fine on my end.
Alright,
yeah, it's HD.
It's a weird error I get. So
anyway, no, it seems it's looking fine for me. I'm watching it.
Alright, then ignore what I said.
Ignore your nonsense. So yeah, pretty much. I guess before we kind of get in, let's kind of talk about Hololive in general, right? How do we feel about the Hololive? What was the overall impressions of the company itself? I think that even though they've had their ups and downs, they've definitely had a couple of fuck ups over the years a little bit, and we can get into those when we get into those, right? Overall, I think they seem pretty good. It's a pretty good little company. They're doing pretty good.
I feel like they definitely have a culture that they're trying to cultivate. And I mean, just some of the things I've heard in general, it sounds to me, and these are just rumors, but it sounds to me like Niji-Sanji is like extremely super competitive within, and so the girls end up, tending to like really look at their numbers and I've heard stories about bullying and stuff like that with the Niji-Sanji, and it doesn't seem like the corporate really cracks down on that. But these are just rumors,
right?
And
so Hololive is about
it's the exact opposite. It's Hololive sounds like the exact opposite. So
I would want to say that Niji-Sanji has basically both girls and boys they're not.
Yeah.
Hololive is basically only females, but Nijisanji has boy
Well, a few.
groups
There
and
is
girl
not-
groups and
yeah.
mixed groupings within.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there is Hollow Stars, but they really are kept kind of separate by and
yeah,
large.
I see them more collabing with Nijisanji than Hololive.
There are one or two Hololive girls that do collab with the Hollow Stars, but yeah, not too many. It's like Matsuri, Fubuki, like maybe like Ali to some degree, and like maybe one or two others, but the vast majority, yeah, there's no real cross collab at
Right.
all. It's almost as if like Hollow Stars does not exist to 90% of Hololive, which
Yeah, like
it's
it doesn't
kind of a
exist
shame,
as
but
it's like it doesn't exist as part of like the Hololive canon. It's more like its own like separate little universe in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's like it's funny because like there actually are like a couple of Hollow. I mean, I know we're not here for Hollow Stars, but there actually are a
Oh,
couple
well,
of Hollow
we,
Stars.
we
I do
yeah,
like.
we can kind of maybe at the
I-
end go
I
because they're
like
at the bottom
Roberto.
anyway. Yeah.
I like Roberto. I like Astel. I like Araran. I've seen a little bit of Shien, and I think he's pretty funny. I definitely like Oga. You know, I mean, you know,
Yeah,
those are the ones that really stand out for me, I guess.
Yeah,
but
we'll have a look when we
we'll
kind
get down
of
there.
get down there. Yeah. All right. So I guess without further ado, shall we go back to the top and we'll
Yeah, I am
have
at
a little
Hololive
look.
Generation 0.
And we're gonna
Yep.
Yep.
Start with 0.
Yep. So let's go. Let's have a look at. Oh God. Ooh, hang on a minute. I might have to pop out for a quick sec. So
dear.
professionalism on the stream today.
Then I'm
I'll be
going to
back.
start up with the Sora.
Yeah, bring up Sora and you guys start talking about her, and I'll be back in a sec.
God damn ads, go away.
Yeah, she's like the big one.
She's
one who kinda
the
started
god,
it
the
all.
goddess, the original goddess, the creator god.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like this. She's like the one who kind of like got the ball rolling. From what I heard, I don't remember all the lore completely, but it's like yeah, she from what I recall, I think it was what her and Achan were buddies, and they kind of got hooked up with Yago, and then like they kind of just started the company, and that's why like she's like the OG Hololive idol. And like everybody treats her like she's some kind of deity, which is hysterical. But
Yeah, I don't. I'm skimming through, and people who watch it
Yeah.
afterwards can see me skimming. I don't see anything about how they're friends with Achan.
it could just be deep lore or something that came out.
No,
Out of a
there's
cur-
they
out of
say
a
by
conversation.
they two are by her two friends, but I don't know. I mean, Achan is basically. What's her role in Hololive anyway? I don't
Oh,
know.
Achan. Oh yeah, she's management.
All right, so
Achan is management. Yeah, because it says that she's in charge of the technical aspects of Sora's live streams, and then it kind of grew. Achan's responsibilities like that, grew beyond just Sora.
I get it.
as time went
So Hololive was made around Sora, and the person who was responsible for Sora's technical stuff became responsible for more technical stuff as time went
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because a lot of the other management are just like really behind the scenes, but Achan's kind of like I guess she's kind of like very upfront because she shows up in a lot of stuff.
Well, I
And,
guess that is more because she was known management from before. Because
Yeah.
if I'm reading this correctly here, she's aided on her videos by two friends, and if she was credited as friend A from way before, then there's kind of a precedent for Sora to credit her, and then others to reference her, and then she
Yeah.
becomes a known entity, and then she becomes some kind of pseudo personality at that point.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this was just kind of like another Kizuna Eye thing because if you look at her design, I mean, it started out perhaps as the company wanted to have just another competitor with Kizuna Eye, and then like I watched some of the interviews with Yago, and it sounds like he got he had different ideas, and so he wanted to create like a whole stable, and then it kind of just like sort of took off from there. They filled out like Gen Zero, and then
Let
that seemed to
me
work.
go
But like,
through
yeah,
the history real quick. Let me see. La la la. Clover's 3D streaming app. 2017. Continue talking if you can, if you want.
oh, okay. I thought you were.
No,
No, I mean, I don't remember all the details, but I remember like a couple of them. But yeah, that's a lot of this stuff is also like just lore drops that pop up in individual streams and stuff like that. You know that they might say. Um, and the I noticed like out of all of them though, Sora looks the most. I don't want to say generic, but the most like Kizna Eye, the most like a sort of internet personality, and it makes kind of sense because she's like the very first one.
I have
She's like the OG.
returned from dealing with
Oh, okay.
that
we're
nonsense.
we're talking about Sora and how she is totally bland and boring.
Oh, okay.
Well, I wasn't saying that, but I mean, actually, like, yeah, if you know, it does look like her design is kind of like standard, but the funny thing is, like,
Yeah,
Well-
it's almost like she's the everyman or
Well,
the every idol.
Something to consider, I guess,
Mhm.
is that back in those days, I don't think a lot of the HoloLive stuff was extremely experimental.
oh yeah,
on,
no,
on that side of things. It was never really Oh look, you can actually see in the images there like a lot
Yeah.
of the really early model that she
This
was
is
using.
very reminiscent of Kizuna Eye, 3D model in a blank space.
Yeah, she was very because this was right when it was picking up, and I remember
Yeah.
I've watched a few kind of history things about this. Like she only debuted to like 5 people, and most of those were management. Like
Hey, does stuff somewhere.
yeah. So it's used a lot as like because a lot of the V tweeters, as I like to call them, the VTubers that don't actually do VTubing, right? Let's have some water. A lot of those guys get very discouraged because they'll debut and their debut is not this massive thing where they got heaps of views and they had like a great massive time, right? It's like the you have to remember like even HoloLive started with
Mhm.
very humble beginnings, and Sora is that beginning, right? So it's very good to kind of look back at the girl herself and how she does, and you also have to remember that back then her main and still today her main thing is mostly the singing and the covers, right? So it's not necessarily
idol. She's kind of one of the most idols.
yeah.
God damn it.
And that's the thing is she's the most she's the most idle out of almost all of them except ASCII.
Yeah,
So.
true.
So have you guys kind of gone over the profile and stuff?
Yeah,
Nah,
just
we're talking about how what HN actually does.
Yeah, we did
right.
real.
Yes, because yeah, it's interesting how they incorporated that into the deep lore a little bit, isn't it? A little. Oh, hello. We have people joining the chat. We've got Joshua Taylor who's joining in. He's talking about some hentai stuff. We're mostly focused on the VTubing stuff today, so we're not probably going to be talking about too many
Hey,
other
Gal
topics
Miko,
today.
are you one of the Miko P?
we'll get to that. So yeah, Sora. It's nice. The wiki pages have evolved quite a lot over time because now we've got like the profile and we can actually
Yeah,
read what it says.
I want to say I went to a VTuber wiki before and it was absolute trash because it was like, and the greeting is this, and when the greeting was way outdated, and the viewers are like this, and that was also way outdated.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So if you scroll up a little bit, Ellie, as I'm looking at the screen, just above the personality, you've got the profile, and so there's 2 versions there. You have the original, and then you have the new version. Because what happened recently was Hololive has actually put out their own little English website, which
Mhm.
is actually really nice. We could have used that instead of this, but this has more info, right?
Oh yeah,
Where
I saw a glimpse of that. Yeah.
yeah, you can click on all the different idols, and it has all their links, and it has their like little bios and their little things that talk about who they are and stuff. And yeah, so let's have a look. So yeah, her original bio is like I like a salutation. Sorry, how's it going?
Salutations, fellow VTubers.
Well, I think no, it's Soratomes. Soratomes.
Tomos, as Tomodachi.
Yes. Debuting on September the 7th, 2017, she is the first virtual idol of Hololive Productions. She loves singing in horror games, and her dream has been to hold a live concert at Yokohama Arena since the very beginning. She had her major debut at Vector Entertainment in March 2019 on her road to being a pro idol. She played a role in a TV show. Where she is also running a podcast known as Sora Ado. She also takes an active role in the other genres. On October the 6th, 2009, she held her own live concert.
This reads more of a CV than a profile.
Yeah, a little bit. So let's have a look at the see what the
Revision.
difference between the revision. So we've got hey Soratamo, how are you all doing? It's me, Taki Musora. Hololive Productions first virtual. So very basically
Blah
similar.
blah. She
thing.
signed a deal in.
Yeah, Vector Entertainment 2019. Okay, so it's basically mostly the same thing. Mostly, it just cuts out the part about, or it kind of redoes it a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's definitely interested. We're not going to read like the whole articles, right? Because that's going to take all day.
Tokino Soma is an easy guy, happy, comforting personality. Whose personality is letter to the sort of mama. Because of Tokino Sora Mama in Japanese, of course. I can read it. As you should know.
Yeah.
Because of her modeling attitude, she's born it. Yeah, she's a hard member of moving on in spite of our
He's trying.
Which she prefers to see as seen as an ordinary idol. I trust you all understand that completely.
Yeah, we all got that. We all got that.
Yeah.
We all understood. So my like main intro / thing that I know Sora for the most is actually she did a cover of Alien, which was that Vocaloid song that was quite popular a while ago. I fucking love that rendition. It's really good. She does a really good job. Her voice is quite high pitched in it, but I mean it's a Vocaloid song anyway, so you're kind of used to it. But the thing that actually makes it better for me is the 3D animation dance that she's doing. And I can't tell whether or not that's an animation that someone made or if she is actually dancing with the mocap. And that makes it great. Because it's that good dancing, right? Like I can't tell the difference between if someone animated it or if it's her actually dancing, right? So
yeah, maybe it would be because we're promising to keep the Nichi-Sanji discussions to a minimum.
Somewhat of a minimum, yeah.
Nichi-Sanji does a lot of 3D mocap. I'm kind of surprised that Hololive doesn't do it as much, but I believe they could do it.
I think back in the day, I mean, like again with Sora, she was doing a lot of 3D stuff quite early on, I think. Because back then I think the 3D was easy. It was not necessarily easy to do, but it was the technology they were using.
Yeah, Kiss and I had it, so that was the biggest.
The biggest thing to do back then.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's not too much that we can kind of say about Sora. At least on my end.
We could if any of us watched her somewhat regularly, we could talk more.
Yeah,
about
that's the thing, right? We're probably gonna be jumping around a lot of the girls that we don't have a lot of experience with. The only other clip that I think really resonated was I think everyone knows about the A-chan letter, where she's fucking crying on stage, and it's like, ah,
Hmm.
That's just yeah. So
Well,
so what have you what do you I've yapped on enough. You guys start talking.
Who?
Sora. What's anything you want to say about Sora? No.
How about Bio? Bio, what do you think?
I don't really have much thoughts. Like most of the VTubers that I have experience are like, Gen 3 and beyond, so I don't have much to say on Sora.
Oh, well, that's
Sorry.
fine. That's fine. Well, all right, Phil.
Ooh.
You can end us off then, Phil, and then we'll move to
Alright.
our next girl.
Sora is well, yeah. If we're gonna rank them, I guess I give Sora the S tier because she's the first. She's the trailblazer. She's the one that set everything up. So,
Though I believe
there you
Nisa
go.
Sanji was
S2.
before Hololive.
I'm talking about Hololive.
Yeah, we got yeah. Ellie, I
Hololive.
know you really want to talk about Niji Sanji, but
Yeah, not that bad.
it's funny. No, I get where you're coming from, Phil, right? Because she was the original, right? The OG.
Yeah.
So she gets a little bit of prominence for that. But yeah, I don't. Yeah.
The other ones, the others really do hold her in a huge amount of esteem, and I do think she is somewhat responsible for the success of Hololive.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah.
So she participated in the founding of it in a lot of ways. So, yeah, she's the one that started it. She's the trailblazer. So she gets
Yeah, she's like one of the founding fathers or one of the founding idols for Hololive.
So she gets a lot of respect from me from that, right? And I don't watch her as much as I watch a lot of the others, but a lot of the things I see of her, she's absolutely sweet. So yeah, S tier.
Yeah,
I give her that.
I can agree with that. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
have much else to
Galnico, Nisa Sanji is bigger,
Nope.
purely from the number of livers they have, because they don't call themselves VTubers.
Yeah. All right, next.
Roboco.
Next girl. Meme review. Yeah, so Roboco is a female Japanese virtual YouTuber and the second member of Hololive. While she debuted alone way before generations were established, she is currently a part of Hololive Zero Gen, alongside fellow solo debuts Sora, Miko, Suisei, and I can never fucking say it because it destroys my autism. ASCII. Yeah. All right. So Roboco's a really interesting case for me because I think it talks about this. It might talk about this in the in her trivia possibly, but her model was something that Hololive actually brought from someone.
I think she technically owns it, but I could be wrong.
No, because I remember seeing the character like fucking years ago.
Yeah, there was this 3D model or 3D character, which was basically a Roboco, but she had some weird feet and some weird.
Yeah, and so I used to follow, or I think there was an artist on Twitter that was doing things with her back in the day. And I followed that artist, and they were doing like little animations with the like feet and the the little Roboco model, and I believe that Hololive either brought the rights to it or they hired the guy that made the model and got the rights to it that way, and gave the model to Roboco. I don't know I would have to look at. I would have to look it up again. Because I'm not seeing like any reference to it on the page, right?
No.
But because I'm looking for it. But that's how. But apparently, that's why she's able to have, because she has like a lot of different like 3D assets and stuff that go onto her thing, and she can swap them at like, quite easily. Supposedly, the reason she can do that is because the model is different to the other models, because it's a different design. Like it's built. She's built different. She's built different than the other ones.
Appropriate considering she's the robot.
Yeah, it is. It is. So moving down a little bit, we've got her profile.
Back to profile.
Yeah, so we've got the original one, which is kind of
Yeah, bye.
yeah. I am a lonely robot from a random wasteland. She's now hoping to connect and live with lots of people as a virtual liver. So you see that reference to what Ellie was saying before, that idea of it being a liver instead of a VTuber,
Yeah.
right? And then we get the revision, which is somewhat the same, except she replaces Wimpy with Clunky.
That's a better
and she's-
translation.
Yeah, and now it says now she's a virtual YouTuber who wants to interact with loads of people each day to the fullest. Yeah, so I haven't watched a whole lot of Roboco. I've seen a few Apex collabs that she did with some of the EN girls. I think she did a few games with Amy once, which were pretty good. But other than that, I also know that she's got a fucking killer goddamn PC setup.
Oh yeah,
Her
dude.
her
You
PC
see pictures of that?
Yeah. Oh, I've seen the
man.
clip. I've seen the clip where she goes over it on video, and because she got like a custom PC. I mean, it's a closed front PC case, so it's kind of your vibe, but for me at least. But it looks good. It looks really good. It might not be in the gallery, but
No, it's not.
But but as you can tell from the gallery, right? Like she has a lot of these different like little things on her model. Like she's got the hoodie and the cat ears and the and the different T-shirts and all of that. And recently she got the elegant like wedding gown kind of Guilty Gear looking dress, right?
Yeah, that stuff.
But the interesting thing is like it's all made out of different like parts that she can switch on and off at will. So you can take like, oh, she wants to take the dress off but keep the crown, or she wants to take the crown off and keep, and she can kind of go
keep the chains, but whatever.
Yeah. So, but yeah, she's interesting in that regard. But yeah, I haven't watched a whole lot of her like individual streams, and I've not watched a whole lot of clips, so I don't have a whole lot to say other than that. But
I watched some of them, and one of the things that's kind of impressive to me is that she's actually one of the first that was really willing to put herself out there and collab with EN. And some of the EN girls, and I mean, she's not perfect at English. You could tell she's still got a long ways to go in learning it. But I find it interesting that she was willing to really put herself out there and play Apex with like Amelia and stuff like that. Yeah, and I've seen some of her streams by herself and stuff like that, and she's cool. I like her, and she's. There definitely is a sort of like sexy librarian thing going on.
Yeah, I like the glasses. Yeah, I like the glasses too. Yeah, that's really
absolutely.
Nice. I also really like how she doesn't wear pants as well. Because she doesn't need to. She doesn't need to wear pants because she's got the robot thing going. Which is kind of I like that design. It's quite good.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I can appreciate it.
It's quite You get to see all of the leg, except the inner leg. You get to see the outside leg. Yeah, Ellie's bringing up the images on the screen, so from the wiki, which are quite good. So yeah, what we'll let Full handle the ranking pretty much.
Okay, really?
Yeah, because I don't have a whole lot. Like if I disagree, I'll disagree, but we'll see what you have to say about it.
I'll give her a B.
All right,
I give her a B. She's, the thing is also is like these are just my opinion, and I don't think anybody really should take these as like any kind of.
Oh, obviously.
Oh no, these are the official. This is the official critique.
Yeah, some of them I don't watch them enough.
As an official ambassador of the Western Hemisphere,
I give her a B. I think I give her a B. She's definitely. I will say this. She's kind of like that fantasy dream girlfriend sort of robot. Like if you could have a robot girlfriend, like it would totally be Roboco.
Right.
Look at her smiling.
Yeah, she's adorable. So, yep. Moving on to our next lovely lady. We've got Miko, the elite Miko herself, the true elite of HoloLive.
Dude, Miko is responsible because of her stay home thingamajig. that she did back when COVID was.
Stay home.
Back
She-
when,
Dude, she
back
is
when,
so responsible for the boom. She holds a huge amount of responsibility for the boom of Hololive in the English speaking world, dude.
Stay home, bang.
Her
Stay home.
GTA, man, her GTA streak and it's swearing and everything.
Fuck
Right?
you.
Oh yeah, I actually, you know, so the only thing I've know her about it is a GTA stream, like nigga.
Dude,
Right.
dude,
Bio. You don't actually say it on stream,
Dude.
you idiot. Goodbye, YouTube channel, because
Good
Bio,
job, good
Bio
job,
had
Mike.
to say it. Bio had to say it. You had to say it. God damn it. If
yes, F
Anyway.
for stream. Good job.
if for monetization that we never had to begin with.
Well, yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So Miko is a character. She is
Oh.
definitely a character, and like the goddamn that personality is fan fucking tastic. I love Miko.
Yeah.
Oh man. So
Her and Picora go way back. I actually tracked them down on Nico. They had a couple videos that they made together. Before they were Miko and Picora, obviously, right? You know, I tracked them down, and so they do go way back actually, and it's funny because like they don't interact as much anymore as much as they used to. They still do sometimes, but like, you know, back in the day, like, you know, their interactions with each other were just
So-
like the prank war and everything were fantastic.
So yes, we have so we've got on the profile here. We've got Nalo, Nalo.
yeah, hello.
Yeah, it is. It
It
is
reminds me of the chick from Yahari. Yeah, hello.
Sakura Miko. I'm looking at the original one.
Yeah.
She has been working on religious services really hard as a Miko in the computer world with the revelation of the gods. She is now visiting Japan while performing her errand. She has now decided to become and work hard as virtual Miko idol. And then
As
on
a
the new
virtual
one,
Miko idol.
and then on the new one, it is somewhat the same. Yeah, so it says used to work hard in the virtual Sakura shrine, accomplishing duties as a shrine maiden until following the god's orders, she was led to Japan where she found out about Sora. After developing huge admiration for her, she decided to become a virtual shrine maiden idol and continue to keep working hard for that dream.
Yep.
I quite like the revision a bit more, actually. I think that one's quite good. So the personality. Miko is a self-proclaimed elite gamer.
Well, not just an elite gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is an elite gamer who is somewhat melodramatic and tends to become emotionally attached to NPCs and inanimate objects. Fans tend to use the term elite, ironically, to highlight Miko's questionable decision-making skills. As her tendency
And that
to
explains
speak
why she uses gamer words.
as her tendency to speak garbled nonsense pronounced by the occasional F-bomb. Although Miko specializes in role-playing games, much of the humor on her channel stems from the fact that even while playing graphic and violent games such as Grand Theft Auto, she really takes her role seriously. Her love for erotic games often finds its way into other games that she plays, especially those featuring freely adjustable camera angles and cute wearing female characters.
Yeah, dude, the Final Fantasy VII stream where she's like trying to look up all the girls' skirts, man.
Based.
Yes,
Girl after my own heart.
And then
she's
saying that the
hysterical.
game is too lewd for...
It's too lewd.
Yeah, no, when she was they went to the strip club in GTA 5 and
she
loads
starts
up her
freaking
model
out.
and then turns around so she can watch it. So,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, wow. She's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Miko is one of the few. I mean, I guess most of Gen Soda has also a 3D model that she can use in streams, But Miko is one of
Yeah.
those few in Hololive that has a 3D model. And when she does some stuff like Truck Simulator or racing games, she turns it around. So you can see her.
Yeah.
She races and she crashes into
And
things.
she
Yeah.
and like a lot of a few of the Gen 0 girls, she primarily uses the 3D model a
Yeah.
lot more than she uses any live 2D ones. She
Yeah.
primarily streams with the 3D, which is pretty interesting. And yeah, she's fucking great. And I'm just scrolling down the wiki, and I'm looking at the trivia, and it is talking about she likes playing Aerogay and has a playlist of her Aerogay streams on her channel. She has on many occasions accidentally opened an Aerogay in the middle of playing another game on stream.
Oh,
She once said that Sega Planets was her favorite Aerogay studio, along with the games from the studio. She has played and streamed a bunch of those. She collaborated with Lokaniji Sanji Girl to discuss Aerogay opening music on a stream. One of her most Aerogay lover moments was during the Minecraft stream, private with available translate, on which she asked to be insulted and get annoyed. The first two people didn't do anything to her, but just a few seconds later, one guy said Aerogays are boring, and she went completely ballistic. Oh god! See, this is the good shit, right? This is what Hololive's all about. You got these kooky little characters, right? They're doing these funny little things. So yeah, Miko is probably one of the better known early gen ones. Primarily, obviously, because of the GTA stuff and what Bio hinted at was because that was I remember one of the very first very viral VTuber clips back in the day was her saying the N-word.
And it was, the funny thing is, what she did is like very standard issue, like
Japan, yeah. She's like
people learning another language.
Yeah. She's
It's
mimicking it. Yeah, she's just repeating what she's hearing because it helps. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it was not a malicious thing, and it wasn't like a thing. She just genuinely was like, I'm just gonna. It sounded funny, so she repeated it. And it ended up becoming this massive thing, and she's not the only one that fell into the trap, right? Later on. But I think hers was one of the first that really kind of pick. The reason I remember it really picking off was she says it, and then right afterwards, I think she says something like, "What does that mean?" or something in Japanese. Like she says, like, "What?" Oh man. So yeah. Miko is a gem. I really like. I don't watch a lot of her streams, but I've definitely seen a lot of clips of her doing stuff. I think one of the other ones I know is the one when she's in Ark and she's doing "We Will Rock You" on the drums.
Oh yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
We will,
but she's doing it in her standard like really weird English. Where she's like.
She can't do the
lyrics. It's great.
And sometimes she switches. She says FAQ instead of rock.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Dude, she's hilarious. She's hilarious.
Yeah,
man.
she's a good one.
Hysterical.
I'll say right now, yeah, S class, S class, even SS tier, even SS, even higher. She gets E tier for elite. There you go. That's even E tier. Your own damn tier.
Because you know what? She's that good, but she's that bad too. Because she burned her own house down twice. She lost to Elytra 8 times, or like however many times.
Yeah. Was she the one? She was the one that like poured the lava and was freaking out because she was burning.
Yeah,
fuck! See, this is what I mean. I forget about these clips, and I'm like, that clip is fucking gold. Holy shit! Because she's screaming.
Oh, she is hysterical, man.
Apparently, she lost her Electra Minecraft flying wings 3
Yeah,
times,
she is.
maybe 4 times.
She is definitely one of the higher up there Gen Zeros in my opinion. She's fucking great. But I guess enough going on about the Elite Miko. Let's talk about Suicide. Suicide is an interesting one.
This is actually someone I have watched a little bit of.
Oh
so.
yeah. Oh, I'm quite familiar with Suicide because I like her music.
Yeah, I still want it. I still want the Cali Suicide duet.
Well, they did a cover song together.
They did a song, but I mean, I'd love to see it like a karaoke.
Oh, you want it?
song.
You want it? Ah, right.
Yeah,
I love how
karaoke
the wiki has adopted the Hi Honey in the fucking
Oh
Where?
God, yeah.
on the below her profile image. Put the Hi Honey.
Yeah.
So let's have a little chat about her. So her profile is it's your shooting star, your diamond in the rough, idol VTuber. Oh god, autism.
Hoshimachi.
Hoshimachi
Hoshimatsu Susei.
A forever 18 VTuber who deeply loves singing and idols, whose dream is to one day hold a live concert at Tokyo Bankokan, or however you say it.
Budokan.
So, Suicide is a modest, multi-talented singer and aspiring idol who is among the more level-headed members of Hololive. Although she also has a childish streak. After her unexpected, compelling performance as a trader in a game of Project Winter, she gained a reputation for her remorseless psychopath behind a facade of polite sweetness. No one seems to know how much of the psychopath Suicide persona is real or not, but Suicide herself acknowledges it is extremely funny and has referenced to the incident on multiple occasions.
Have you seen that?
Suicide
Nickname Suicopath, man.
Yeah, so Suicide is a really interesting case because she was a VTuber before Hololive. She was an independent VTuber who I think it probably has it in the gallery. It probably has her old model somewhere in there, maybe at some point. But she originally designed her own avatar and drew it herself and debuted herself as a independent and was doing that for quite a while. And this is all actually documented because she did, I think either she put out a video, like it's like a 20-minute, half an hour video where she just kind of talks about this, right? And on like a grounded earth level. And she talks about how she wasn't really doing very well on the indie scene and wasn't really taking off. And she'd learnt about, Hololive through, I think it was some of the other girls, but she'd kind of known about it, right? And Hololive was looking for auditions, and at first, she didn't take the offer to go to Hololive, and the reason was because she wanted to retain ownership over the model and the character. So she didn't, and she wanted to use the same one that she'd already been using. So initially, I believe she didn't take the offer. And of course, I could be misremembering, so go look this up.
This trivia is kind of I'm looking at the trivia.
You're actually, I think
I'm somewhat correct, right?
I think you're right because I forgot who it was. I forgot if it was Sora, I forgot it was Sora, Roboco, or Suisei, and the one I'm remembering who retains
because
I think you're right. I think it's
she didn't take the offer at first, and then she did independent for a little bit longer. But then she came back to Hololive because and Hololive actually took her back. Right, and they negotiated some kind of I don't think we know the details of it, but they negotiated some kind of deal where she got to use the same avatar.
I'm going to I have the trivia open. So she was.
Oh, here we go.
She was rejected multiple times for being able to do too much. She can sing, but she can also dance. She can also draw her own avatar, and she also games. Project Winter is the most recent example, I guess. So the real life agency rejected her for being, multi-talented, no focus. Then she went to Cover Corporation, which is Hololive, and they also rejected her for the same reasons. and I guess then she asked her life, "Can you please reconsider me?" And then they did, but then they got she was forced to join Ino Naka Music, but after difficulties in Inonaka Music, mostly due to company policy that nearly broke Susei's heart. This is my small tangent criticism of fan wikis. This says nothing. What does this mean? I don't care about
the actual video that she talked about, where she talks about this herself, kind of talks about it a lot better than that, because I'm remembering a bit better now. Yeah, she was rejected a few times, but then she kind of came back and they negotiated kind of a thing. Okay, you can use the same avatar, but you're going to go into the music Pacific like subgroup that they were doing, because you have to remember back then HoloLive wasn't like how it is now, where you had just HoloLive and the gens.
Yeah,
right?
also gamers is a thing still.
Yeah,
kinda.
and we'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit, right? They were trying to do this thing where they had like different sects for different things, rather than allowing the girls to just kind of do whatever they wanted, right? So, and eventually Suicide just transferred into the main HoloLive officially at some point, right down the line. But yeah, it's an interesting kind of story, because it's a case of an indie that kind of managed to break in,
Made it big.
and made it big, because Suicide's really good. I really like her singing. She just released a new I think it's called Stella, which came out really recently, and there's some fucking bangers on there. It's really good. So I'd have to say, like, probably one of my favorite of the ones that somewhat focus a lot on the singing. I'm quite a fan of that, and I also quite like her design as well. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, but to finish my complaint, I don't care if you want to be sensitive. This is a wiki. What company policy that nearly broke Susei's heart? Don't be this fake bullshit. Give me the reason. I guess they're the sort of references.
I'd have to rewatch the video I'm talking about where she talks about it. I vaguely recall she might have gotten a little bit more in depth into it, but I think it was just
There's also a lot of things that they have to leave. They like the NDA and stuff like that. They have to they can't be as informative as people would like. So. Yeah, basically, it's and this ends up the problem is, like, this usually ends up with a great degree of rumor mongering and narratives and all this other stuff, as people call it.
So right? that's why I might see if I could find it, because it was a really good video where she's talking about I don't know where
they're hearing a reference. This probably is one of those 20-30 second video clips. I also dislike those clippers that milk the views by clipping one scene into 30 seconds each. Susei almost broke her heart.
Wasn't there a VTuber that said they started out as a clipper?
I don't
Petra
know.
from Sanji apparently was the clipper.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, and Soda Funk is a clipper too, but Soda Funk kind of actually got themselves an avatar.
Alright, I think I might have found it, and I'll link it in the chat, because I think it's this one.
I don't think I can watch it right now, so...
No, I'm putting it in the YouTube chat for people, if they want to look it. I'll put it in this chat as well. There you go. I think it's this one. I think because I think it was on one of her like milestone streams. She talked about it.
I kind of agree that Suisei fits as a V singer more than a VTuber, but a lot of that's more recent. I feel, because I mean, she's always had that V singer thing going on, and then partly I'm responding to Gal Miko's comment.
Yeah, well, I mean, her main dream is to do the live performance and stuff. So she does focus a lot more. I think she does focus a lot more on the singing, but that doesn't necessarily mean that she's bad at doing the other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, I've noticed she's extremely competitive, and dude, She won when she won the Mario Kart tournament. I was like, it's weird because like who is that one guy who makes the like he just did the summer festival and he also did the Mario Kart tournament. It's like 5 hours long.
She apparently was second though.
I can't remember the name of the clipper, but he arranged it. It was like this grand saga watching through like the different races. She beat Aqua, and it just unfortunately though it just like crushed Aqua, man. But like she beat her, and I'm like, ooh, I kind of hope Aqua wins
the other fun. I remember one of the other fun clips before we kind of give the rating and move on with Suicide was the one where she talks about the coat. Have you ever seen this one? So she okay, so the story was that she was out and about with her friends, right? But she didn't bring a coat because she thought it was warmer than it was, right? And they were like, "Oh, yeah, you cold? We'll go buy you a coat," right? So she walks into this like store, and she doesn't realize that it's like one of those really fucking posh, expensive, super pricey, like really high end stores. She doesn't realize it when she walks in. And so she tried on one of these coats, and then she looks at the price tag, and she literally has a heart attack because it's like the equivalent of like $1,500 or something, like US or something like that. It's like a really expensive, and she's like on stream talking about how she was having like a panic attack because she's like, what if I damage it when I take it off? What do I do? she's like having a little she's like freaking out over it, and she's like damn man, that was expensive. Like what?
Well, I mean,
how can but it was funny though. It was really good.
Yeah.
She tells the story. I mean, she tells the story really well. It was quite. She's
got good. Like she actually has really classy fashion taste.
I mean, look at her fucking model. Look at her design. look at the design. It's really good. Yeah.
I actually quite like the design. Another story that I've got is I think she's talking about this where one of like her niece or nephews in real life was like found her YouTube channel, found her VTuber.
Oh yeah.
And then the mother's like, "What are you watching?" And so and the kids are acting all coy like, danger.
Well, we got to keep moving because
we do. Yeah, we're gonna be here all day.
We're barely gonna get through.
We might have to do part. We're gonna have to do part 5. Yeah, part 5. Yeah, part 5.
Oh, no.
So I personally would put Suicide quite high up. I'd say for me it's an S tier just on singing talent alone. That's just me.
I'll give her A just for being a sociopath. It's quite adorable.
Sociopath, yeah.
Give her an A for...
I find it very kawaii desu.
A for A cup.
Brutal. Fucking brutal.
On, man. Oh.
Fucking brutal.
That's mean.
Alright, so...
I give her an A. I give her an A.
Fair enough.
Borderline S. Like, she's super close.
Alright, so now we're moving on to one that I have absolutely no idea about.
Nah, she's the most music of them all, and she's so unknown to the rest. If there's a V singer in Hololive, then it's ASCII more than Iris.
ASCII is very much the dedicated the dedicated singer. She does she has
started streaming. You know, and it's funny because it seems that her and Sora have a pretty good working relationship. But yeah, I mean, I really don't have too much to say about it. I mean, the music's... I'm not a big fan of J-pop, so I really can't judge, but she's good. I can tell that she is a very good and talented singer. I could say at least that.
She's currently the only member of Inunaka Music. No, that's separate. Idol,
which was music. the separate thing that she was in initially, and then So, it's hard because this is one of the ones where we're going to probably skip quite quick because I don't have a lot to say, right?
I like her. I like her hairstyle in the old.
Yeah, the design's good.
Oh yeah, no, she's very styling. You know, but like yeah, she's virtually unknown because.
Unless she doesn't get clipped a lot. She doesn't,
No.
show up a lot. Like, she showed up in the summer festival a little bit, right? But she doesn't like come up all the time. It's just one of those. It's just one of those kind of things, right? Where like she's doing her own.
The music end.
Yeah, she's doing her own thing. She's having a good time doing it, supposedly, and it's fine.
I must say I will restate it for stretching her time. I really like her alt look, I guess, because it's very cyberpunk, very,
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
This image on screen right now, isn't that
it's kind of
running through the cyberspace?
It's kind of sexy too. So.
All right, I guess we probably won't give her. I guess we probably won't give her a rating because we don't have enough experience. I guess.
Right. That's what the most banned and most underappreciated.
The most banned yeah. We got Mel. We got Mel. just Mel. So Mel. Poor Mel.
Stalker, man. I think she had a stalker.
Oh,
Mel is just amazing because her sweet personality completely doesn't. There's that gap moe where her personality is like A, but her physique is B, and man, oh man, dude, it's like, yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I don't have a lot of experience with May either. She's one of the ones I know that she does a lot of the she does a bit of the ASMR type stuff, I believe, and she does it kind of her own thing a little bit. I have to say, I do quite like the design. So she seems pretty good. I don't have a whole lot to say because I don't watch her, and I've seen a few clips of her, particularly when she got the 3D and she's doing all the funny poses. Because I think it was Marine was trying to get her to do lewd poses and take pictures.
Yeah.
So she seems alright.
Oh yeah, you're right. I was going through the history, and for basically the entirety of 2020, she. Not the entirety, like from May onwards, she was dealing with the stalker and court cases and all that stuff.
Which is a real shame. Yeah.
I do quite like because she has the default look, which is definitely to your buy for YouTube apparently because that's part of the history where she got demonetized a few times just because of the model, But her like more kind of gothic kind of look, where she's got the full, she's got the pigtails, right?
Yeah,
I like it. I dig it. I dig the look. It's good. She's got a good style, good sense of style. It's very, very, very nice. So yeah, what do you guys think?
I give her a B.
Yeah,
I give her a B. She's a real sweetie. But she doesn't, aside from her model, she doesn't really stand out all that much.
Right.
I'm going to blame more the stalking for it than anything else, because if she was, I guess 2020 was the hype years of Hololive more than anything. So she couldn't capitalize on that with the English audience.
She has like I really enjoyed though when like every once in a while she'll like do a collab with Ame or something like that, and I think even with the language barrier, I do think that sort of collab actually kind of like brings her personality out more, and I think if she collabed more, I think she probably might do better because I think she works better bouncing off. And I mean, if I feel that way about her collabing with somebody where she's not a native speaker, right? There's a language barrier with. I feel like, if that brought out her personality more than her solo stuff, I guess it says something. She should probably collab more, but anyway, that's just me. B.
Right.
Although, yes, absolutely, like girlfriend material, definitely.
B for Pam.
Well, now speaking of someone that will never be waifu and will only be friend, you will always be friend zoned. We have the one and only Fubuki. The one and only.
I actually do have a lot to say about Fubuki because I actually do watch her content. So
Fubuki is one of the other ones that I would classify her in the kind of went viral category. Same with Miko, right? Like she was one of the ones that, because she made really good use of the little skits, right? Like the Scatman and doing like those, like, and also the coffin dance, right? She made really good. She got her finger on the pulse of some of those early memes, right, at the time that were happening, and because she did that, it sort of made her go a little bit viral, right? And I think that was very smart played on her part. Whether or not it was intentional or not is up for debate. But I think that's why she has kind of soared in popularity to where she is today. I haven't, like, outside of the memes, I don't watch a lot of Fubuki, but I definitely do quite like her.
I actually do.
Yeah, I quite like the personality. So yeah, Bio, you talk about your friend for a little bit. Talk about your friend, not your friend.
Yeah. So what I like about Fubuki is that, like, her streams are, like, incredibly relaxing, and this girl, she has a fucking voice. If you ever see, like, her cover of Bad Apple or some, like, the music shorts she does, like, it's just very uplifting. I'll try and find them. Like, she just comes off as a very very soothing person to be around. Like, she's the type of chick that I would hang around with, not because, like, I love her or anything, but it's more like she's just soothing to be around.
Best friend.
Fun.
Well, that's the thing, right? That's the meme, right? She is the friend, not waifu. No waifu. Only friend. Only friend.
Only friend. No waifu.
I love that meme. It's so good.
Yeah. I'm trying to find. Oh, damn, you got friend zoned, bro. But like,
but here's the thing: if you get friend zoned by Fubuki, it's less painful.
That's a pretty good place to be, right? It's pretty good zone to be in.
I'm trying to find the fucking. Where is it? Because there's this one short song she did that was really good, and I listened to it on a regular basis.
I mean, we all know about the Scatman one, which is one of the ones. That was one of the ones that I mentioned that kind of blew up with her.
She's definitely, like, one of the things I like about her is she's an organizer, and she organizes events, she organizes, like, activities, and, like, she's responsible for Hololive Gamers.
Right.
Yeah. Well, her and Mio, actually, technically, because Mio tracked her down and figured out who she was. But, it's like, I find that she's very, very active in ideas. She's a very idea person who's always pushing things forward and always building. She's definitely benefiting the company by helping build it in a lot of ways. Yes. And I have a feeling like I don't want to say like she's wasted as a talent, and as opposed to being management, but at the same, because it's kind of a messed up thing to say. But, like, I wonder if, like...
I've actually got a great way to describe it. She's like a linchpin member. Like, basically, without Fubuki, a lot of shit falls apart. Like, she's a bit like Coco in a way. Like, she's a bit of that linchpin.
Yeah, no. Like, when you talk about, like, the most influential members who drive things, push things, organize things, get things done, like, Fubuki is definitely one of the big ones. And, I give her S tier.
I would agree with S tier for.
She's got a voice, Jesus Christ! Like,
I also really like her. She's got like one of her costumes is like an Arknight style, which is quite good. The kind of.
I think she's
quite like that one. And I was gonna mention that one of the trivia things, which is some really recent news about Fubuki, is that she is going to be voicing one of the bosses in Little Witch Nobella.
Get the hell out of here! That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
nice.
So she is. I think her, along with a few other Hololive members, have been confirmed as doing lending their voices to that game, which is fucking great for that game. I'm actually quite happy about that. And yeah,
Well,
so
here's the thing with Fubuki is she has actually quite a wide range of voices. Like if you look at her cover of Bad Apple, like halfway through it, she changes her voice again. So she's got quite a range to her.
I remember
I'll
a
give it a listen
video
later.
of her where she did something like a tempo is determined by the viewers, and she did her her Say Fanfare, so her original song. So she was singing it, and her tempo or her tone was determined by chat, and they all went down, 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 down. She was like, "Say kara na 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 na." That was funny, and she does she was the regular. Oh damn! The member is too late. They're oversleeping. Let's do a 6-hour stream until they wake up.
Yeah.
And some other stuff, some other gaming stuff, or funny skits, jokes.
Funny stuff.
Funny.
Yeah.
She's funny.
She's very good. So yeah, I agree with Full with Fish tier. Full's just taking a break. He'll be back in a sec.
As for
Yeah, I'll give a rest here.
for
Yeah,
Snow Fox.
You soothed my soul.
Yeah. So let's move on to
Matsuri.
the great
this one, yes.
the great lolicon herself.
Well,
the
Fubuki is
great-
also
the
kind.
I like.
She is also God, by the way.
Yeah.
You have to
Yes.
respect the
You
fact that
can't deny.
that clip. Fucking, it's amazing how such a tiny little thing like that could be so fucking great. You know, like just her, because she's trying to say that she's good at the game, right? That's what she's actually trying to say.
I'm God
but
gamer.
because, yeah, she's like, I am God. Okay. Like the fact that she looks at the screen and says okay, and then someone edited the zoom in on her face when she does it. I'm like, that kills me, dude. That actually kills me. So, yeah, Matsuri was one of the other ones that I kind of picked up on really early on for obvious reasons. Because a lot of her early clips obviously focused a lot on her, her lewd tendencies, let's just say, and her talking about some very interesting topics. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Look, it's good. It's good. Even the trivia on the wiki makes reference. She has
Yes.
openly admitted to being a lolicon, referring to various mangaka's works in comic low, as well as gushing and melting when Sora acted like a stereotypical lolly on a stream perfectly. So
She's a licensed electrician. That's interesting.
yeah. So yeah, she's quite an interesting individual. And some of the clips that I remember seeing really early on was the one where she talks about the band-aids at school, which is a really good one. Because it's interesting how a lot of the clips that went quite big back in the day used to be just the girls kind of talking about, personal stories in a sense. Because she was talking about how she'd heard that a lot of girls with smaller breasts would just wear band-aids instead of actual bras. So she went to school, and then she got to PE, and she couldn't get away with it in PE. And she's talking about how the teacher was just like, foolishness. Foolishness,
Fubuki.
absolute foolishness. So, yeah. So it kind of gives you an idea of what we're dealing with personality-wise.
Yeah, I kind of like though something. It's something unrelated. I'm looking at the trivia that her little brother appeared sometimes. Her mother appears at times. I haven't. I haven't watched Matsuri in recently, so I don't know.
I've watched a bit of Matsuri.
Recently?
Yeah. Think about month. I think the last thing I watched for her was like a month ago.
Alright.
She's pretty fucking. Like, she's very high energy.
Well, it's also interesting because I'm reading the trivia and there's the bit about her voice as well. Because Matsuri is open about using her real voice when requested, which she has revealed and used on the stream several times. However, she prefers not to use it regularly. She has given several reasons, such as it might confuse the first-time viewer as the voice and appearance not matching, and her cute voice gives off a high energy vibe while also makes her acting cute more easily. So it's an interesting little.
I mean, I'm like. I don't know if this is related, but like I've actually seen what like Matsuri looks like in real life because it was like revealed. I mean, like her real voice actually fits.
I don't actually.
Yeah.
And sometimes I in other channels, in other groups, I see them posted around, and I'm like, that's not really the point of VTubers to know what they're really like. It's really about the personality and how fun they are, and I mean, sure, how they look in real life might be interesting, but that's not why I watch the VTubers.
Yeah, well, I it's just kind of something I stumbled upon, like, when I was just around the internet. I was like, oh, okay, that's weird.
So anyway, yeah, so yeah, Matsuri's quite entertaining. I also recall one of the other clips that went viral was the one where she was doing the piss shit with the little gif. She had like this little gif of like beer being poured into a glass of some like little lion thing.
Yeah, for a lion.
And she moved her avatar so it looked like she was pissing into it.
Which was hilarious, but she stopped because management wouldn't like it.
Yeah. So that kind of gives you an idea of, you know, the kind of personality type that she's got, right? And I quite.
Menheta?
Oh yeah, we're talking about the Matsuri. We're on the Matsuri.
Yeah, Menheta. Yeah, Menheta-chan.
We were just. I was just going over. We were looking at the trivia and the interesting like factoid about her voice that's in there, as well as just kind of in general talking about, you know, some of the famous clips. Like one of mine was the Band-Aid one. She talks about wearing the Band-Aids at school, and the pissing one, and the fact that she's a lolicon and also God.
One clip that I remember as well is that like she was talking about like her relationships outside HoloLive as well.
Yeah,
and then she says like, "You are all my boyfriends" or something like that. I forget.
Yeah, she's an interesting character because she kind of breaks the mold a lot. You know, she doesn't necessarily play by what would be considered the traditional rules.
No, no, she doesn't. She doesn't actually like really kind of pushes the boundary. But the interesting thing about her is she's also strangely say so in that anytime like in like the 3D collabs, if somebody's gonna fall over or whatever and their underwear is gonna show, she jumps in front because she's always protecting the dignity of her whoever's there, right? Even if she kind of like doesn't really demonstrate a lot of dignity herself, you know, she's
she's
actually very much like Issei Hyodo in that kind of way. Like it's fine being a pervert, but not as fine with other people like being perceived as a pervert. She's kind of like that in a way.
I feel
she teases the boys mercilessly too, man. When she goes on with Ribeiro or her with Arudan. Oh my god, dude! She makes these guys uncomfortable. It's hysterical because she's just so not thirsty, but kind of like just pervy, and it like really kind of like puts these guys on edge. It's funny.
Yeah.
So it says here that she's a fan of Niji Sanji, and that kind of fits because her breaking the mold for what a VTuber is. She doesn't break the mold for HoloLive, but she kind of acts more appropriately for Niji Sanji, where they reference real life all the time.
And she is one of the ones that I believe collabs quite a lot with Niji Sanji.
Yeah, and Independence.
Yeah, with the one what's her name, the half Brit, the half British one.
Melia?
That has
no, the Niji Sanji one.
The Niji Sanji one. She's that has the Union Jack on her shirt.
I don't know.
Um,
I'd have to
I
look.
can't remember her name.
I'd have to look it up. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting things. Like she's a licensed electrician, which is quite cool. So she can fix the lights in your house, which is great. Yeah, good
Don't
material.
feed her citrus fruits though. She's allergic.
Yeah, apparently. So no, I would rank Matsuri up there. I'd give her a solid S. I think she's
Nah,
pretty good.
give her an
I think
A.
she's quite
Yeah,
good. Maybe an A.
I'd give her an A. I'd give her an A.
For A cup. Haha.
Oh, you fucking fuck.
Uh,
Look, you can't. You look. She is God. Okay, so we have to have to respect God.
yeah.
Oh man. So I guess yeah, we'll move quickly into Aki.
Aki
the
Rosenthal.
the great hips. The great.
I really like her. You know, on the YouTube channel, there's a quick intro video, and she that intro video is kind of neat.
She the main thing that kind of tipped me off to her is because she was one of those ones similar to May, right?
Mel.
Mel, right? Similar to Mel, she's one of the ones that kind of fades a little bit into the background. At least initially she did, right? She initially kind of faded a lot into the background and didn't really kind of stand out. But then I believe it was last year or the year before, she kind of put out like a little video where she kind of was like lamenting the fact that she felt like she was letting everyone down because she wasn't as high as in subscriber count as the other girls, and she felt like she wasn't doing enough work to be able to like collab with them or whatever. Like she felt like dead weight, right? I want to see if it actually says about this in the trivia because it might.
Yeah, it would probably be in 2020.
I'll have a look. It might be in her history, or it might be in it's something. If it doesn't, then we'll talk about it because because she was on a stream and it was kind of like very real, right? Like a real talk kind of thing where she was like, I feel like I'm dead weight. I'm not doing enough. I need to work harder. I'm not as good as subscribe count. And what ended up happening was I think a lot of English English clippers and English side of things really picked up on that. And I remember one of the people that I think helped in kind of boosting that was Coefficient, who is a guy that he's like a fighting game YouTuber that I don't necessarily watch him for that, but he does a lot of VTuber content these days as well because he got really into it. And he was one of the ones that like really started pushing Aki after that, primarily because it turned out that he's a big fan of hip dancing, and Aki is really good at hip dancing.
Does it say in the trivia it should?
Maybe it says something about it. I don't know, but it was
belly dancing.
Yeah. She was really down about it, but after she kind of after that video came out where she was really down about it, everyone kind of pulled together on like the English side of things. I think it was a lot on the English side due to the clipping and stuff because those clips went really viral of her talking about it, and people just started subscribing to her, and she like shot up really fast. Like she went from a relatively low number to like, I don't know. I think it might actually say in
She's almost at 600,000 right now.
Yeah, like on March, on 2020, right? On the 26th of March, she was at 100K, and then June, July, August, she'd gone another 100K, and then by October, she'd gone another 100K. So she was just, pew, right? Just pew. Yeah. And she made another video where she was almost crying about it because she was so grateful to everyone for, you know, supporting her and coming in and helping her out. And then she's since then she's kind of become a lot more popular and a lot more like people have actually kind of realized how good she is, right? Because she's actually really entertaining. She's actually pretty good, and also because she has like her own little unique thing, which is the belly dancing, right, or the hip dancing. Like that's something that she's actually really good. And some of the clips where she's like trying to teach the other members how to do it are fucking great.
I
It's so good.
I guess here comes kind of a weakness of Hololive in that they're not doing enough 3D stuff, so Aki can't teach on camera,
Yeah.
of course.
Well,
Yeah.
a lot of that I think has to do with COVID and traveling and stuff like that. Like, you know, that I mean, that's the thing is like, you know, the they have to travel, and if I recall, like Japan keeps opening a little bit and then shutting back down, and then opening a little bit more and then shutting back down. So it's like, yeah, you know, the having people come into the office, you know, like they did in the past a lot. It doesn't seem to be happening all that much. But they're doing less and less.
So yeah, I've seen quite a lot of Arky, especially since the big boom also. And I think she's quite good. I think she's definitely solid. And
She's
I haven't
just never
seen
streaming when I can watch. When I
I haven't seen a lot of her recently, but yeah, no, the stuff I have seen, right, is really good. So I'm glad that she got to have her moment where she got a bit of sunlight, right, and that kind of opened her up a lot for a lot of other people to be able to kind of experience it. Because, like I said, like before she kind of like got real for that little moment, like she was definitely one of those girls that sort of faded into the background. Like she was there, but I don't think a lot of people really kind of just knew what she was about and how like she was that hidden diamond, right? That was there and had the potential. And once she got that chance, right, she definitely kind of realized, all right, okay, I can do this, right? I'm gonna step it up. So yeah, I quite like her like a lot because of the just the general story, right, of the rise to fame and the lore behind that, and also because she's pretty good, you know. She's quite lewd in herself as well, because this is the personality that she is definitely quite playful. And
I like her outfit. It's alien enough. It got that 90s light sci-fi and her elvish fantasy. It's a good combo.
Yeah.
The gothic outfit, especially with the veil. I really like the veil outfit.
Yeah, the veil one's really good. Yeah.
With the
so I give her an A.
Yeah, I'd give her an A too. She's solid. She is.
I like that outfit though, like the dress with the devil and the key and like the devil horn thingy.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's on, man.
Yeah, I also like the twin tail, like the hovering twin tails. It's quite a unique little aspect of her design.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, that's very like yeah,
it's quite interesting.
That's very space.
All right,
Eldar.
let's fucking go, shall we?
Hato.
It's time. It's fucking time to talk about
Akai Hato.
HoloLive English Zero G. Oh God! How do you where do you even begin? where do you even fucking begin? Right?
Triple S tier.
Yeah. Okay.
Triple X. Okay, because she is so damn creative.
Yeah,
dude, like that whole narrative.
Let's start from the beginning. So, our girl here, Hato, started off as she is again one of the ones that I think took off quite early on. The main reason for that is because she can actually somewhat competently speak English. Not amazing, right? No. She's got Hato English, right? It's Hato English.
Well, living in Australia during the pandemic didn't help.
Didn't help. But she does have a lot of English that she can actually say. And that was obviously a big deal back then because, you know, holy shit, she was one of the very first HoloLivers I actually subscribed to. And it was specifically for that reason. Because I can actually understand what the fuck she's saying. Yeah. Sometimes, right? Sometimes when she does English stuff, right? And when she started out, right? She was pretty normal, right? She did some Dark Souls, and she was screaming about Dark Souls. That stuff got clipped.
Yeah.
She was playing GTA, and she had some fun experiences in the strip club, and I think she may or may not have been one of the ones that got caught out by the N-word, right? And there's a few things like that, and she got clipped, right? And she got popular, right? People liked Hato, right? She was pretty good. She became kind of like the EN, like semi ambassador for a while, right? And then over time, things started changing with Hato.
Oh, did they?
Things started to get a little bit fucking weird.
The Hachima and Hato storyline.
Yeah,
that wasn't even at first like that. That's just something where she pounced on when that like like the one picture came out, the one painting with like Hachima holding the dying Hato.
I believe it goes into it on the page, but the basic gist was over time, Hato's content sort of shifted, right? From being the traditional kind of, oh, I'm going to play games and I'm going to act cute on camera and I'm going to do the thing. She started doing some more interesting things, like the Hachima cooking streams, right? And she started to do some things like the lewd reviews, where she would review her own lewds, which are fucking great.
Which is great, but she was also like 16 or 17 at the time.
Yeah, it's still fucking great.
Like,
so she's doing all this stuff, right? And what ended up happening was, I believe she was on some kind of a stream where there was like some punishment game, and she lost like the game, right? And she had to do a stream where she was her old self rather than the new self, right? And this led to her coming up with one of the greatest fucking like ARG kind of things I have ever, because this is all natural on her, right? She just naturally kind of figured this out, that, wait a minute, people are really going wild about this. Why don't I just play into it? And that's when we had the Hachima Hato split.
Yeah.
Free Hachima, free Hato, schizophrenic, double personality shit. And she's just kind of taken that and fucking run with it.
Yeah, and she has, and that's brilliant.
It's so good.
Fucking
it's
genius.
Amazing, because it gets the fans involved, and everyone's doing artwork of it, and she uses the artwork in these like little really weird esoteric videos that are like fucking drug trips, right? Where she's doing all this crazy shit. And it's so entertaining because you don't know what's going to happen next in the storyline. Like, she has created this whole meta around herself, right? And her character. And it's super fascinating. And I think that more, like, there is shit to be learnt from this, right? There is a lot that can be learned. Like, because I am amazed that no one else has picked up on how to do this shit. Because it's like,
Pomu from Nijisanji kind of did it, kinda.
A little bit. So there's but like on a more widespread scale, because she's taking the idea of like, oh, she's actually a character rather than a person, right? And she's playing into it, and she's saying, okay, no, well, I have these dual personalities. I have the crazy side and the non-crazy side, and like the storyline gets really wilder. It's like, oh, one of them cut the head off the other, and this other all
it
this
gets
nonsense.
Dark, dude.
It gets dark.
That's the funny thing. It gets really dark.
And the only thing that was bad was like eventually she started getting like issues with YouTube about it, which is such a fucking shame, right?
Yeah,
because she. Like I think management had to step in and be like, no, you have to kind of tone this down a little bit now, because it's like,
well, they eventually greenlit like the last episode of like, but the funny thing is, because I've gone through a lot of these videos, and there's a lot of this stuff out there about it, and what she's doing is it's almost like it's a what do you call it? A video game, a visual novel.
Yeah,
because there's different endings.
Yeah.
And she's going through the different endings as time goes on.
Yeah,
Now,
you had like
unfortunately-
you had like coexist, right? You had
Yeah.
hashtag coexist,
Yeah.
hashtag free Hachima, hashtag
Yeah.
you know, and all this
You
stuff.
had all these different endings, and she's not done. Actually, she's made it very clear she's not done. But like right now, it's the middle of the college semester, so she's busy with college now.
Yeah,
and so she hasn't been really doing a lot. But like now that it's the JP and EN servers are linked, I'm hoping that she comes back and has like this huge triumphant return and everything like that, man.
Yeah.
Like because when they told her, like, that actually pissed me off. When they told
Oh
her
yeah.
to get out of the EN server, I'm like, what the fuck? No, like I was mad.
So yeah,
I was
yeah,
genuinely mad.
that was really bad. And there was also like, of course, there was the drama with the Chinese and shit. But we're not gonna. We could kind of get into that, but we could. I mean, we might have to.
That's
talk
a
about
video
Hololive.
unto itself, man.
I mean, Hololive China is on the list down really low,
Well,
which we
but
might
have
not
you
even get
watched
to.
any? Have you watched any of that?
Well,
I actually watched Artia.
Yeah, so we would yeah. Well, we could get to that if we get to that. We might not even get to that today because this is taking
honorable member of the ratings board. What is the rating of Akai Hato?
Oh well, we already said.
S,
yeah, we already said Triple S. Yeah,
but it has to be said on the end as well.
Yeah.
Under what?
We're kind of moving a little bit, but it's because I mean this is the thing. You could talk about fucking the Hachima Hato shit for like a long time because the reason I would call her Triple S, right, is because she is one of the few that are actually doing creative new
really
creative new shit, not just with the storylines and the ARG and the all of that, but also
that in of itself is
and that in of itself is amazing. Yeah, that's in and of itself is more than enough. But she's, as I mentioned before, she's got the Hachima cooking, right, which is just fucking great. Like the like, because she was one of the because there are other ones. I think we might get to her later. I think Coco, well, not Coco, but Choco, or the succubus looking one. She does a cooking show as well. But Hachima was the one that really kind of popularized that of doing like this kind of. But she does it in like her own way with the craziness, right? And she's like eating tarantulas and scorpions.
Yuzu Ramel has a similar cooking skill to Hato.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Wait. Whoa. She has a similar cooking skill as Akai Hato, which means she can't cook for shit.
Yeah, she can't.
Yeah, she can't cook for shit.
Do you mean she can't cook for shit, or do you mean she also cooks?
Oh, she
can't cook for shit.
She's terrible.
So yeah, but then there's that. But then there's also we mentioned the lewd reviews, where she's like, that is some some ballsy shit to do on YouTube.
No, especially when you're underage.
Like that is some ballsy shit. I have major props for her even trying to do that. Like I remember watching it once and she got like demonetized midstream and got fucking shut down.
Yeah.
She got shut down mid fucking stream. And it's like, damn man, it's oh man, it's some good shit. I like her.
Give me the Chris lore.
All right. So there's not a lot of it. So
no, there's not.
All you have on the page is kind of the brief summarization, and the last bit is the important part. Hatami Chris was officially sacked from Hololive, and her information was removed from the website, her channel was deleted, and she hid her Twitter account. So that's all you really get to know about that, right?
According to the lore, right, she had been scouted, right, quote unquote, by somebody, and this was one of those, like, exchange various favors, right? And so, Hololive if I recall, wasn't officially linked with this guy. This guy went all over Twitter because once she got hired, she basically figured the relationship was over, and he had gotten what he wanted, and she had gotten what she wanted. And he was like, nah, man, I want some more. And basically went on Twitter with all kinds of evidence of what happened. And this guy is like Yakuza level freaking scumbag, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, he's probably got ties with the Yakuza or whatever. Because he bought her rig, he bought all her stuff, right? And, it was probably...
Yeah,
it
there
was
was a bunch of equipment involved.
And once this stuff was dumped online, right? Once this information was dumped online, it was just a shit show. Like her very first stream, she streamed, I think, twice. And her very first stream, dude, was just, the chat was just entire. They were just roasting her, and she actually broke down in tears. You can actually find the video, and it's actually kind of hard to watch. But yeah, they pretty much canned her. They canned her, and there's no way. I don't think they could have done anything else.
Yeah,
I mean,
there is like mixed information about it, where you have like some interpretations make it out that she's not necessarily as innocent in the situation as she appears. Some of them are a bit more like what you're describing, where it's the guy that scouted her and tried to get her into HoloLive was the one. There's talks about them actually stealing equipment from HoloLive or Clover. And so it's scattered. Yeah, so it's scattered around a lot of different Reddit posts, and there's a lot of it's not talked about a lot now, obviously, but back in the day there was a lot of speculation, and as Gal says in the chat, there's a lot of mixed information about it, right? It's not.
Yeah.
It's quite hard to pin down the truth, because a lot of it is not actually public information, and people can only go off what was public information. But if you read between the lines and you look at the similarities in the different stories, the way that you described it sounds a lot like what probably ended up happening. Whether or not there are some details that are a bit different or not, we're probably never going to know, right? No. It's just kind of what ended up happening, and it's a shame that it ended up happening, but it's an interesting point in HoloLive's ancient lore history, right? That I think is kind of worth sort of talking about. Yeah,
I think they would know. I think they would be able to handle it better.
Yeah,
today, I think they would have known how to handle it much better today.
But
yeah. I mean, my thoughts on the entire situation is I kind of view it as like the growing pains of HoloLive. Like, they had their big little. What's the word? Mess up, F up. Like, I mean, that was like when I heard about that situation. Like, this is such a fucked situation. Like, I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I really don't blame them for how they handled it. At the same time, it's a shame. I think Chris hit I think she was. I don't want to say she's completely innocent. But I think she was dumb and naive to fall for these things. And dumb and naive to think that you could tell some asshole that you're not going to sleep with him anymore. Allegedly,
right? We have to say alleged, because I don't know if that was...
What I'm actually upset is that Cover and nobody else went after this guy.
Yeah, we don't...
This guy has apparently done this sort of thing before and has bragged about it.
Supposedly...
Yeah, it makes me think that this guy may be connected to less than savory individuals. Because he's the thing.
Yakuza was already mentioned. But shall we move on to the next generation?
Let's get on to more happy topic. We've got Onion Girl, empty mind, empty head.
God, I love her.
Empty mind, empty head. Zero fault.
You know what? I want to give her the biggest goddamn hug on earth. And
she's great.
She would probably freak the hell out if random foreigner came up to her and tried to give her a big old hug. She'd probably freak the hell because she's already got horrifically crippling anxiety as it is.
Yeah.
Like I gotta give her a ton of respect.
So Aqua is another one of those ones that I remember seeing quite early on. She was one of the ones that I remember seeing popping up.
I remember. I think one of her debut streams or something when she was in the office, and it was early, 3 years ago, early when she was playing on the office computer, and she was she was in Minecraft on the Minecraft server, and her first thing would do was rebuild the Hololive office, and then blow it up with TNT.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
he's-
she's an interesting one. I've seen some clips of her being quite funny. I've also seen that one really good thing where a guy recreated her background music using random items in a recorder. It's quite good. I think in more recent years for me, she's kind of taken a back seat a little bit. At least in terms of like what I see in terms of clips and stuff that come out. But back in the day, no, Aqua was quite a big deal. You'd see her quite a lot showing up.
Yeah.
People quite liked her.
I feel like she's. I don't feel like she's taking a backseat because I feel like she's kind of like not as active.
Yeah.
This is just a gut feeling that she's not as active. But to be to her credit, right? One of the things that she has admitted that she really does have a lot of social anxiety.
It's mentioned in the personality section that according to other members, Aqua is kind and responsible, but extremely introverted off camera.
Yeah, and it's funny because she actually has admitted to these things on stream. And one of the things I remember her saying is she was moving to Tokyo, and it's like, why? It was because she wanted to challenge herself. She wanted to put herself in these positions where she has to overcome this social anxiety. And that's the thing is she says I have a huge amount of respect for her because moving to a major city like that where you're going to be surrounded by strangers and you're going to do if you want to do anything, you gotta talk to strangers. Like get food, you want to go shopping, you want to do all these things. Even if you want to get a latte, right? You got to talk to strangers, and her doing that is her doing that is something that I have a huge amount of respect for.
Yeah.
Because that's not a easy thing to overcome, and it's another reason why.
And it mentions that it mentions that on streams that she opens up a lot more. So the streaming's probably helping her a little bit in that regard as well. Yeah.
Probably.
And in Minecraft, she has a company with 11 members, so she talks a lot. To people.
Aqua King Construction.
Yeah.
I think Gura is now an official member. I think. Ever since Umisi, I think she's an official member of Akukin now.
And I do want to say, I mean, I'm way back when we talked about VTubers, I kind of complained or was worried about that people portray Aqua, for instance, as a complete idiot who can't do a single thing right. Messing up this, messing up that. She does something wrong.
That's the shtick. That's the trope.
Yeah, but then she does a depraved run of Dark Souls. She is diamond rank in Apex Legends.
Yeah.
And in League of Legends, she's also diamond rank. So.
She's not as much of the airhead as she kind of comes off as.
She's extremely competitive as well. And the thing is, though, it's not just her competitive against other people. I mean, when she lost at the Mario Kart tournament, right? It wasn't that she was defeated by somebody else, I think. It was that how do you say? She's got the kind of I could kind of like get the vibe I get off of her is kind of like her greatest opponent is herself, and she has to overcome herself. And so she's constantly struggling against her own standards that she sets, and she sets the bar higher and higher and higher. And so when she was beat by Suisse, it wasn't, I think, that she was beaten by Suisse. It's that she didn't get the gold cup, and that she felt defeated not so much by Suisse, but by herself, right? And she takes that really personally and really hard. So it's like she's not. I never quite like, dude. She broke down in tears, and I was just like brokenhearted for her when she lost the Mario Cup, the New Year's Mario Cup tournament, back in January, and because dude. And it was kind of bullshit. There was one thing that happened in one race. It was like a turtle shell, or I can't remember what it was. But it was one of those like kind of like random bullshit things that stopped her, and she would have won. She lost by a single fucking point. And I was like, yeah, and I felt like you're taking this way too hard. But knowing people who are extremely competitive, their biggest opponent isn't the person on the other team or whatever. The biggest opponent is always themselves. And she's got that. So
because she's one of the ones that I don't watch her a lot, but I do know of her, and I have seen the clips. So I don't have I don't have as good of an idea as you do, obviously, because you know her a bit better than I do. But I'd rank her quite highly. I think she's
and
even
her
I'm
Minecraft.
Not exactly sure.
Her Minecraft house. There's a funny series called The Neighbor Wars when
oh yeah, I've seen
that.
The neighbor wars. That's some classic OG stuff right there. It is. That's some.
But what I want to talk about is her Minecraft house, which is a complete and utter disgusting mess, and you can't see any. It's complete garbage. But it's also super functional.
Yeah.
Her Minecraft house reminds me of some like California modern art kind of like.
but it works. But it works. It works.
And then she drops down in her base.
Look, it just works.
She drops down into her basement, and there's very neatly and very well decorated, chests and organized, and drop it down a couple floors more. There are farms for every type of crop and storage, and she can, she builds tunnels and skyways, and I think I get the feeling she made the portal to the resource server.
Yeah.
So she can make stuff. She just didn't bother with her own front-facing house, which is a bed and a chest.
She is one of my favorites. I give her. It's hard. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm leaning towards A, but I'm going to give her an S.
All right.
I think she's S tier.
All right. So moving on, we have one that I don't know nothing about, which is Shinon. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about her. I like her design. I like her style. But
Harry Potter girl.
Which?
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about her. She's one of those ones that kind of slips through the cracks for me a little bit. So let's have a little look-see-loo. So she she's a smug, cheeky brat. Speaks blatantly without the usual politeness and consideration accustomed to Japanese language. Flirts shamelessly with the other Hololive members. She wants to be seen as an adult, but thanks to her childish appearance and mannerisms, all attempts by Sinon to appear adult-like end up looking very silly. She has a friendly rivalry with Aqua, as we kind of mentioned that before. And the two can often be seen playing petty and mostly harmless pranks on each other. One of her most iconic cries is the scream of "Nee!" Which was most famously uttered by Shinon after Matsuri revealed that Shinon's wet sneezing sounds were heard by Matsuri's listeners in one of her live shows. Sounds good. I like it. But it's interesting how, like, her wiki, I'm having a scroll, it's like outside the history section, the trivia is quite sparse. It's not a whole lot going on.
There's a... I mean... She slept through a live stream that's supposed to be start.
Yeah. Oh
Oh
God.
yeah,
There was
that
also
was
like
that
the
was the
whole
one.
Marine
That was
scandal.
yeah. That was
That
the
was a
one with
scandal.
Marine. Yeah, that was fucking great. That was fucking great.
And it's like how many hours is an old hag or whatever? Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, and then you had that one
Kabuki
guy,
popcorn.
the one guy they were going to get to do the hollow alternative stuff, but that all kind of fucking fell through because the artist went a bit schizo. He did some really good artwork of the of the sleeping.
Shion, the thing is with Shion is she'll stream like 3 or 4 times a month, and that's about it.
Right, so that's
Right?
probably why she doesn't get as much exposure. I
Well,
guess.
Yeah,
she streams more
doesn't
than
stream
that.
that much.
Well, I think she streams a little bit more than that because, well, also she does some stuff with Yen recently.
Yeah, I've
You
heard
know?
that
Well,
she's
that's the whole Gura thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gura
I've heard
mostly.
about that.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole saga, man. Gura's getting married to Shion.
Apparently, yeah.
So
So
that's
it's
been
like,
going on for
Gura,
months.
Gura, Marine got there before you did.
so yeah, she's one of those ones that for me kind of slips again, like she kind of
Yeah.
slips through the cracks for me a little bit because she doesn't really get featured a whole lot. She was one of the ones that showed up in Azura Lane though, back when the Azura Lane collab happened.
She has a little avatar.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention that because with her cheeky brat, her Kusogaki attitude during the apology, that they were apologizing and they said, "We're sorry, this kind of happened, I guess." When that was done, she asked Marine, "Hey, why are we doing all this on my channel, not yours? Why are we apologizing on my channel? You should be apologizing on your channel instead and not mine." Like, pushing all the blame to the side right after
Yeah.
apologizing. That's funny.
I think one of the things I do know her for is she did a cover of some song. I'm trying to find it. It was one of the ones that she did a cover of one of these songs that I quite like, and I listened to that quite a bit. So I know her for
Was
that.
it recent?
I don't know which one it was. It was one of,
She doesn't
she's done
even-
quite a few. I'm looking at the list. She's done quite a few, so I can't figure out which one it was. But yeah. So I know her a little bit, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't really have enough information to do a proper ranking because I don't watch her enough.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about her. So
Well, you're not a ranker, so
yeah.
Well, I mean, what are you putting on me? I don't know.
yeah.
If you streamed more often, I'd give her a higher rank, probably, possibly, maybe. I don't know, but B. I'll give her B.
All right.
She's a B.
All right. So
For
quickly
being
moving
a
on.
witch or bitch, no witch. It's bitch.
Did someone say heresy?
Oh no. All right. So moving quickly along. Another one for me that kind of slips through the cracks for me is
My God, she slips through the cracks for everybody, but she's so awesome.
Yeah, that's what I've
And
heard. Right.
She too is actually somewhat introverted, and that's the thing. Is it's like,
so we're talking about how the hell do you say this? Holy
Nakari
shit.
Ayame?
Yeah. So, yeah, she's one of those ones just like Shion for me. That kind of like I know of her. I've seen the funny clips and I've seen the funny stuff that she. The recent one that came up on the the official Hololive, like little animation skits where she's like the different clones of her are like jumping around. So I know of her, but I don't follow her all that closely or know a whole lot about her.
She's cool as hell, and dude, she's got like the best laugh, man.
Mm.
She really does. She's got the best laugh. Like the way she just giggles and everything like that. It's just perfect. Like she does a lot of like just talking streams. She plays games sometimes, and like I think she's probably well known for like the FAMS collab, where it's her, her Fubuki, Mio, and Subaru. Right? I'm pretty sure she's in FAMS. Yeah, because she's the A. She's Ayame. Yeah. She's cool. I've seen some of her stuff. The thing is, she doesn't stream that much. She's like Shion. She streams like, a couple times a month, maybe like once or twice a week most maximum. I don't think she doesn't stream anywhere near every day.
And I think that could be why she kind of falls through the because she's not pumping out enough content.
She's got over 1 million subscribers though. She's got more than 1 million.
Yeah, she's doing all right. Yeah,
she's got a personality.
She's definitely popular. It's just like there's a lot of them for me that are just kind of like they're not doing things that I'm that interested in, so I'm not following them, right? And because I'm not following them, and I'm not like seeing the clips showing up all the time, they kind of just sort of fade into the background a little bit, which is a shame. But it's there's only so much attention you can give, right? Like I can only keep an eye on so many of these girls, right? Yeah, and some of them are gonna sadly have to be left at the wayside.
Yeah, I'll tell you that's the exact reason why. I know a lot of people. Excuse me. I know a lot of people like Niji Sanji, but that is the precise reason I can't get into it because it's like Hololive. It keeps expanding, and I keep trying to follow all the Hololivers. How in the hell would I be able to even remotely start following Niji?
It's hard enough to like watch.
You pick like 5, and that's it.
Yeah,
the thing is, I like too many. I like too many of the Hololive girls, though. That's the funny thing. It's like I can't just pick 5. But yeah, she's cool. Like Ayame is really cool. I give her again because if she streamed more, I'd give her an A. But if she was more active and did more stuff and more collabs and things like that, I'd give her an A. But she's a B. She's a B.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to really say about her. So,
where did all these drawings of their underwear come from?
The official art, probably.
Really? Like is this
hey man,
or what?
Hey man, you gotta get those. Gotta be accurate. You gotta be accurate, right? Gotta be accurate in the thing, right?
I will be honest. When we come to Choco.
We're about to talk about Choco right now.
Right now.
I never watched Choco.
So I don't know a lot about Choco either, but I do know that she is one of what I would classify as the. I believe she does a lot of the ASMR stuff. So she's one of the ASMR girls that I call them the ASMR girls because that's actually where a lot of them actually got their starts. I believe. I don't know if she in particular has that background, but I know that she does a lot of that, and I also know we lost Full. Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's back. He's returned. This is the great thing about the live stream is we don't have to worry if someone drops out or not. It's not.
No. Sorry about that.
I was just explaining that, so I know that she does a lot of the ASMR, so I assume that that's part of her background, is that she probably was one of these ASMR streamers that kind of jumped onto Hololive, as we might get to if we manage to get to EN, because we may or may not get there today. We might have to wait a little bit. So, what I know about Choco is that, and the fact that she streams a fuckload of Apex. I believe she is like one of the records for streaming Apex for fucking hours. Like, we're talking like 12-hour streams and shit. I don't know if it'll talk about it in her trivia or not, but yeah, she apparently
you're right. I never really watched Choco, but I see some clips with her collabing with other members in 3D stuff mostly. And yeah, I know she does ASMR, but yeah, she also I caught her streaming a bunch of Apex at one time.
Yeah, and I think I remember hearing from someone that she also did this thing in Minecraft where she streamed for like 12 hours just grinding levels or something because she wanted to upgrade all of her equipment.
I know that was funny.
I think that was her. I could be wrong, but
Yeah,
it
I know-
was
I know-
either her or someone else.
I'll tell you the story that I know. That I
Alright,
know.
alright.
So she reached like a ridiculous level, like 400 or 200,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous.
Yeah, in Minecraft, that's really hard. That takes a lot.
It's completely unnecessary, also. So and then she died. So I don't know if this was this was a kind of a thing for other members, like, oh damn, she reached 200 and then she died. How terrible. But she herself was like, oh, I'll just start again. This time I'll go for 400.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
she's
got that.
Then she got to level 400. Then she went to visit Pecora's park. When first Pecora was like, "From, let me get Choco. I know she has a high level. Let me give her a scare by almost killing her, and then not actually." And then she told her. Then Choco said, "Hey Pecora, I'm here. How's it going? I'm pretty high level right now." And Pecora's like, how much level are you now?" He's like 400. Yeah, maybe not this attraction right now. And the Choco goes, I'll do it. I'll go for it.
So, oh man.
And then,
You're saying this, and I'm reading the trivia, and there's a little snippet in here that is fucking okay. When talking about her favorite ero manga genres, such as chikan stories or chikan, which chikan, which roughly means molestation, public molestation.
Yeah,
right?
skirt out.
She ended-
assholes on a train.
She ended up being reminded of a real-life molester scenario she had experienced. However, instead of comparing with disgust, she described real molesters as poor or even flat-out terrible at molesting to a humiliating degree, barely excusing the excitement she experiences in said ero manga.
Fantasy be fantasy.
Absolutely amazing.
But to finish the story, so Pecora was now in a complete panic that Choco was deliberately going for an attraction that might kill her, which would make Pecora responsible for Choco losing 400 levels.
Pick a panic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but she went for it anyway. Choco didn't went for it anyway, so Choco pressed the button, she was lit on fire, small explosion damaged her, she was, rapidly losing health, and Pecker was like, water on the floor, throwing health potions as much as quickly she could, throwing food, whatever, anything to heal or anything to keep her alive. And it was all fine in the end, but just a pure panic of, oh no, she's level 4, no, here, health, water, health. That was very funny. That clip.
I can see that. Yeah, Pecora going into a panic, man.
So I'm just reading through the trivia, and so it's interesting how apparently she's an H cup, which is quite good. So that's good information to know.
You realize their cup sizes over there are completely different from ours.
Well, obviously, yeah.
They have a lot more cup sizes over there.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming since we're reading a fucking English fucking thing, they're using English cup sizes.
They're not.
I don't fucking know.
She's probably a C or a D in the West.
But
I'm guessing.
But she's pretty good. I remember. I think I watched. She did a recent Hollow Talk with Kiara recently. I think I watched that, and she was pretty good on that. Talking about different things, and she's pretty good. But she's also like Mel in that I think she got in trouble for demonetization because of the outfit. She was the target, especially with the alternative one. She was the target for a bit of the demonetizing.
I mean, this office lady look. How dare they?
Yeah. Yeah, so she's pretty good. She's pretty good. I haven't watched a lot of her, and again, she's one of those ones for me that kind of, she sort of falls through the cracks a little bit. But
Nah.
she's all right. She's all right. She does
Phil,
good stuff.
give us a rating.
I can't rate her because I haven't really watched enough. So,
Alright.
blank question mark.
Blank. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to Shippa.
I love Subaru.
Shippa.
I love Subaru, dude. I'm amazed
Is she the
that there
duck
haven't
chick?
been the duck. Yeah, actually, she's not supposed to be a duck, but everybody decided she was a duck or something like that.
And then she was
Yeah.
a duck.
So Subaru is extroverted and tomboyish nature. She's confident, hardworking, and always optimistic, even in situations that would discourage most people. This is part because she is likely the one hollow idol who has gone through the most trouble in her life, as she was born with a hole in her heart.
Yeah.
Which is defect. Yeah, basically it talks about it's a defect.
Yeah.
Heart
She had,
didn't
like,
close correctly
birth
and created a hole.
defects.
That threatened to kill her by the time that she was 14. She got ran over by a car and even had her house burnt down, which was the final straw that pushed her to desperately into joining Hololive, going so far as to pretend to be an otaku to get accepted, which was successful yet ineffective due to its fakeness. Because of her overwhelming life experience, she usually acts like the straight man.
Used to call me, yeah.
Pointing out the ridiculousness of whatever the other members are saying or doing, and doing so makes her the butt of many jokes. But that doesn't mean she is incapable of smiling, and she always finds a way to smile and joke herself. She has a silly habit of saying "shibba shibba shibba shibba" to express excitement or
contentment. Dude, she's awesome. Dude,
she is. Yeah, I like Super too.
And the funny thing is, she's like the most normie out of all of them.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, but like, dude, she's just I love Super.
She's normie, but she's got her own little,
Well, she's being introduced to a lot of the otaku type stuff as time goes on. But like, dude, she is just hysterical, and she's like, this is. If you've ever seen, like, what was it, the one interview I think Joe Rogan did with Gavin McInnes, and is where Gavin McInnes is talking about, like, the how sweet and nice and kind, like, the one secretary that worked for him was, and he's like, yeah, her brother must be, like, mentally handicapped or something like that, and he just whenever he meets nice people, he just thinks like, oh man, they must have horrible tragedy in their life.
Right.
And because, like, if you'd never have tragedy, you're usually like a spoiled, rotten, like, shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, so Ozura Subaru has all these friggin' horrible things happen to her in her life, and yet she's just giant ball of sunshine. And it's like, well, no wonder. It's like, if you look at it from, like, the Gavin McInnes standpoint, absolutely, she's just this giant bowl of sunshine, because, like, all this terrible stuff happened to her.
I'm reading the trivia, and it's saying that Subaru is the one responsible for Yago. She is the one. She is the one because she accidentally misread it. That's great.
That is actually a real thing that happens somewhat often. And if he had put Furigana on top of the kanji for his name, that wouldn't have happened, but apparently it wasn't. He didn't do that on his business card. But that is something that does happen. That is people's last names sometimes are hard to figure out how to read. Do you go with Onyomi or Kunyomi or whatever? And sometimes it's when people's names don't follow the regular language rules. So.
I don't watch a lot of Super, but she shows up.
What's wrong with you?
Well, but look, I don't have a lot of time, right? But she shows up a lot with other people, right? So I have like tangential, and she's involved in quite a lot of very famous clips. I think if we ever get around to what was it? It was Luna. There's the famous Luna VR. We can get to that when we get to that, right? But she's she's definitely one of those I love her in the gallery. There's the 3D model with the duck. That's great. 3D model.
Yeah, like I think I've seen like a loading screen of hers. Like there's a duck like dancing.
Yeah, so she's great. Like you said, she's a bundle of joy. You know, she's really she's also got that tomboyish kind of gap moe going on a little bit, or like that tomboy. That's she's got the tomboy sort of aesthetics and stuff. I really like her second costume. The second costume's really good. I quite like the style on that.
Now we're starting to go into girls that we're like I have a theme song in my head for.
Yeah,
and hers is photographed by Def Leppard.
Yeah,
because I saw the picture of her, like some of her thumbnails of her in the bikini, and I was like, wow, I never saw you that way before, but now I do.
Yeah.
Like,
So she's really good. I would probably rate her quite highly. She's.
I give her. Again, I'm gonna go benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna give her an S.
All right.
An S.
Stop.
I mean, if I'm really being strict, I'm gonna give her an A. But like, I want to give her an S. She's. I love Subaru. She's awesome.
Short for stop. This is the police.
I'm amazed that nobody makes any car jokes, right? Because it's like of all the memes about her being a duck, like a duck driving a WRX.
Well,
is
because
like obvious.
Because Subaru is a name more than it is a car company.
Why?
I mean, you'd think the English side would catch on, but
Absolutely, dude. With how many people drive Rice-A-Ronis out there? Oh my god.
I don't know.
Right. So
next up, Shirogane Fubuki.
I drive a Subaru.
Yeah, next up, we're going to talk about Fubuki again. No. We already
Fubuki is life.
Yeah, we already gone over Fubuki, so we'll jump into Okomi Mayo. Okami. So she is another one of those crack slippers for me. So I'm not very familiar with her at all.
Really?
I know
really bad.
I know. Yeah, I know that the main meme with her is that she's a JoJo protagonist, and she has like a stand that shows up.
Well, not really as a stand.
The stand was drawn by Fubuki too, if I recall.
It was
a griffin-looking dude.
The story about the pigeon demon. The story about the pigeon demon is that there was this kindergarten joke skit stream.
Where they did the stream where they all pretended they were in kindergarten. Yeah.
So and then all of them had to draw very childlike drawings, and if I believe correctly, Mio was one of the teachers. How do you call them? I don't know.
I think so.
One of the teachers, Yui, was one of them, and another one, I believe, or maybe just the two of them, Mio and I believe Yui, not a Hololive VTuber, and they.
Oh, Shigure Ui.
Yeah, Shigure Yui.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Ui Mama. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
So Okami, Mio, and Yui were together, being the teachers, and Fubuki and Subaru and Nakari and Matsuri, I believe, were the children, the kindergartners, and they had to draw something, and I believe it was Matsuri who drew the pigeon.
I thought it was Fubuki.
The trivia will maybe tell us, but
yeah, maybe the trivia will tell us.
The point is, it was pushed onto Mio, and then somebody drew a very fancy art of it, and then it became a super beast that is now protector and whatever on our streams.
Yeah. Nah.
Does it say anything about the trivia?
I hang on, I'll bring it. I'll have a look.
Yeah, the funny thing is, like, I think the two oldest members of Hololive, like IRL, the two oldest ones are Mio and Corone. if I recall.
Mio is a self-professed practitioner and advocate of the no panties healthy lifestyle. This practice consists of not wearing underwear while sleeping, which supposedly grants health benefits, such as and including improved blood flow through the lower body. Mio states this wisdom was passed down to her from her grandmother. I don't know where to go from there.
There are a couple of clips where Mio, when Taiga is when she wants something or Taiga wants something, and then Mio decides to interact with Taiga, and then Taiga fights back, and then Mio loses.
So I'm not seeing anything about who drew what or whatever, but I am seeing. Apparently she does tarot card streams or does stuff with tarot reading. It invites other members to share their doubts and stuff, and she'll give advice. And sometimes they do for tarot card readings off stream apparently as well. So that's kind of cool. That's an interesting little thing that she does.
Yeah,
it's kind of interesting.
To finish the cat thing, the most recent one was that Mio wanted Taiga to say something to meow into the mic. So she picked Taiga up, and then Taiga decided to, nah bitch, not today. And then, kind of clawed at Mio. And then continued to claw at Mio because Taiga was really, really angry with Mio. And Mio had to really, no, wait, no, please, no, no. Go away, go away.
She's one of those ones that falls a bit through the cracks for me, but she seems pretty good. Yeah, she seems alright. All right, so now we're gonna start getting into some meat and potatoes.
Yeah,
we're about
not before we get a rating.
Well, you got to get a rating for Mio. I give Mio an A rating because actually one of the things that Mio is a very good organizer and of games and what like Fubuki, but different. Like Mio usually is like the game master for like the different like the when they play like Mafia or those different games that aren't actually video games.
Board games.
Mio actually has organized quite a few different kind of like games that they play.
I see Subaru often keeping the group focused. Slightly different, similar kind of.
Yeah.
All right.
So like Mio definitely has a very strong role that she plays in being one of those kind of like, and also I noticed they call her Mio Mama. They really do seem to like get a lot of emotional support out of her. So I think that's a good thing too.
But time for Okayu.
Okayu.
Mogo. We're getting into the meat and potatoes now, boys. We're getting into the good shit.
I can't watch Okayu because it makes me miss onigiri. Really, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I had some banging ass tuna onigiri in Japan.
So sadly, I have to announce that she is another one that falls a bit through the cracks. However, she does have an absolute fucking killer cover of Flamengo, which is fucking amazing. Because she's just going like da 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 da. It's fucking great. It is the most adorable shit. It's so good. I love it. Absolutely fantastic.
Okayu is one of those where I found, and I'm not going to out her, but I found out what she looks like IRL. And the weird thing is that actually enhances the mystique.
For you,
whereas
at least,
it wouldn't for most people. For
me, we
we
kind of touched on that when you left, when Bio brought it up with one of the other girls, where it's like, it's like.
Yeah, I brought up with Matsuri because, like, in real life, I'm like,
oh
damn.
yeah. Well, don't give up. Don't spill the beans. I mean, Fubuki's
I'm not
another
going
one
to.
I've seen what she looks like in real life too. But
Yeah. But
granted,
it's
most
one
of the
of, it's
people,
one of those things
people are
where it's
probably
like it
found.
doesn't. Yeah, it's one of those things where it doesn't like
Yeah,
because
most
again, you
people
have
probably already know.
yeah. Well, no, it's one of those things where for a lot of people, it's it doesn't really matter and it shouldn't matter. It's one of those. I get what you mean about like for some. In some cases, it does enhance it a little bit, but I think that in a lot of cases, it's one of those things where most people are better off just keeping the kayfabe and the character,
Yeah.
rather than tying it to like a real life thing. So, yeah. But back to who we're supposed to be talking about in general, though. Yeah, Okayu is yeah, it's quite an interesting one. Because I don't watch a lot of her. I've seen a few clips of her doing stuff. I'm just having a look at the trivia to see. Yeah, so she talks about how she grew up. She accidentally revealed that she grew up in Onamuri. Talking about childhood favorite dish her grandma used to make. As demonstrated, she can move her cat ears at will. That's pretty cool.
Her and it's hard to talk about her and Karone, or her without talking about Karone, because
they're like
they
they're like peanut butter and jelly.
and they go way back. In fact, peanut butter and jelly, they got the correct colors, man. When you think,
yeah,
about it,
that's what I mean, right? It's kind of like they got that.
They are like peanut butter and jelly, bro. But you're not wrong.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
she also did a cover of some other song that I really liked. I'll go load them up because I have them in a playlist.
Okayu is just like super laid back. I think it's hilarious I picked a cat for her, because he's just like hyper laid back. Just really, she really does embody the cat thing. Because like the whole thing, like the story where she like stole like whose only kitty did she eat? She ate somebody's
Fubuki's,
food.
I believe.
Was it Fubuki? Yeah, that's funny. She's just be like, and she just it fits her personality so well, and absolutely, it's like it fits her personality so well.
The Flamengo cover is unlisted.
Oh, really?
She
like her and Karone go like way back. I think, what was it? She was in like middle school or grade school or something like that when Karone was like working at some like her grandmother's like her grandmother's bakery shop or whatever the hell it was. What was it? Shit, my memory's all fucked up. But that's how they met, and they started playing video games together. Man, if I could remember the damn story. My brother remembers the story. He told me about it once.
I'm actually just
like, oh yeah, I'm remembering this. But like, yeah, they go way back. Like there is the age gap between like Karone and Okayu, but like they go way back, and like if I recall, like their families know each other, so. And they got to know Mio and Fubuki because they used to meet at the arcade all the time. And then when Fubuki got the job at Hololive, Mio tracked her down and figured out, like, why is Fubuki not hanging out as much as she used to? And then she tracked her down and discovered that Fubuki was, Fubuki
doing the Fubuki, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like Fubuki and her came up with the idea, and they pitched it to, and they pulled in Okayu and Karone. Like they both Okayu and Karone like have personalities and like have done like streaming stuff before. So they have a lot of experience with this sort of like video games and everything like that. But yeah, I just it's hard to gauge.
Yeah.
It's hard to grade them. Because Okayu is so laid back, and she's less of an outstanding type personality. So it's hard to gauge her.
And I guess that could also be why she kind of falls a bit, at least on my end, right? Because
she's chill as hell, though, dude.
Because she doesn't show up on my radar a lot, and that could be why. Because she's so chill, and there's not like a lot of big wow moments that happen that people kind of click, right?
There are some emotional moments, like when she played what was it, the Mario RPG game, and like Babam died, and that actually like really got her. Like Babam like sacrifices himself for Mario and he dies, and then like she's like she got legit upset. Like that actually like was one of those things where she got like the sniffles from it. So she
has her moments. She has her moments.
Yeah, she has her moments, dude. But by and large, she's like a really chilled out, like just. She's cool. Like that's she's just a cool cat.
Cool cat. Yeah, it's a good way to put it. So what ranking would you give her on her own?
I give her on her own. Yeah, I give her an A tier.
That sounds good. Yeah. Because that's the thing. Like, 'cause she's so tied into Korone as well, which we're going to talk about.
Well, she does a lot of solo stuff, but because I don't think she gets clipped anywhere near
as much. Well, yeah,
because she's so chill. Right?
In comparison to who we're about to talk about, which is the doggo herself, the one and only Korone.
Assassin.
We need to get those fingers. We gotta get,
dude.
get the Yubi.
No, dude,
I watched Korone. She's like, great.
She's into like horror and gore and all this fucked up shit.
I love it.
Really?
I will never get over the original Yubi clip. The fucking heavy rain, and she picks the goddamn saw. And she's saw it getting the guy to saw his goddamn pinky off, and she's just sitting there with her avatar with this giant fucking smile on her face, laughing
like
her
Korone
ass
is
off.
fucking great. Like she does all this like fucked up shit, and it's like it comes off as natural. Like she's just smiling and chuckling away.
Yeah, she's just
I remember her
there.
Assassin's Creed shit. It was great. She's like assassin.
So she's just sitting there like laughing her ass off watching the heavy rain shit, and I'm like, that's the great. And then of course, so as she progresses, we've got all of these other amazing moments from Korone. Just the what was it? The silhouette game with the spider, the Yubi, and then she gets killed by the spider, and she just screams, Yubi! Ah!
Or the Banjo Kazooie game.
Oh yeah, the Banjo, yeah. Oh god, yeah, she's had the famous animations made of her from Banjo and
the hilarious.
It's great.
Thing
it's like her as a crocodile. It's great.
She's another one who I've found out what she looks like in real life and her
same here.
Her fashion style and everything, and then like they come out with her new clothing. Her new clothes. I'm like, oh god, this looks exactly like what
you can tell. You can tell which HoloLivers kind of get the most attention based on how big the trivia section is, because her trivia section is fucking massive,
huge.
Damn.
So let's have a look at what we got here, because I'm having a look. So we got.
Oh, she's based on a King Charles Spaniel. Okay.
Charles.
During her introduction, her height was incorrectly listed as 156 meters instead of 156 centimeters.
Fuck, that's a big dog.
This caused her fans to joke about her being a giantess whenever her image is portrayed, especially bigger compared to other VTubers in the same video. Korone has some knowledge of English, as seen in her tweets. Korone is also noted by fans as one of the Japanese-speaking VTubers who's made the most effort to reach out to the English-speaking audience using Google Translate whenever she is at a loss for her vocabulary or pronunciation. She treats these interactions as a fun way to gradually learn more English. And there's also I remember the one Mario English only stream with her where the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen from her is fire into water. Fire into water! Fire into water! Why? Why fire into water? Why?
Yeah, she's fucking great.
Makes no sense. What was it? No, it's what does she say? She's like, oh fuck, I can't remember it, but she's like, oh god, it's something along the lines of makes no sense, but she doesn't say it that way. She's like, I don't get. She's like, I don't understand. Yeah. She's like, I don't understand.
I don't understand.
And then it hits, and then she gets hit by it, and she just screams.
Can I just say that she her scream is lovely? Like it's like.
I gotta go find that now because
Oh
it's
god. Yeah, Crone's great.
God.
I fucking love her.
Yeah, Corona is awesome. Like, and
But also,
like,
like in real life, she isn't too bad looking either.
what's funny is like, you know who I would like with the Gap Moe, who I would compare her to in EN more than anybody else is probably Mume. Because Mume is, you wouldn't expect it, but Mume is really fucking bloodthirsty. And like, I would, like, that's actually something my brother pointed out. He's like, we were talking about that, and I'm like, yo, you're right, dude.
I found
like,
the animation.
Mume,
I found the animation version of it. It's it's water in the fire.
Water.
What?
God, yes, this one.
How can this be? I don't understand. I don't understand.
Yeah, no, it's not understand.
Not
Not
that's it.
not.
Please.
And it blows up, and she's like, "No!" Oh man, yeah, it's great. It's great. That was one of the ones that really endeared me to her because I'm like, yeah, no, that's fucking great. And over time, because she has that, connection to her English speaking audience. It brings up, she gets a lot of those kind of little memes that kind of pop up, like the Ubies and that kind of stuff. And the one gif that goes around quite a lot where she's looking like really confused, and that's been popping up on a lot of memes lately. She's just looking super confused.
Let's not forget, I'm Die.
Yeah.
Thank you forever.
Yeah. I am Die.
with Callie.
I am Die. Thank you forever. And
man.
Kylie's like, wait, what? She mentioned
man.
she mentioned on a stream that her accent comes from a combination of her grandmother's Kansai dialect and an unknown
Kansai,
dialect of her parents that has not been revealed. She is working on changing it into a more common one. No, don't change it into a more common one. It's perfect
No,
the way
keep
it
the
is.
Kansai.
I love her. I love her. Actually.
Yeah. She is capable of martial arts, with her fighting style choice being boxing. She has led many fans to joke that they would never get on Corona's bad side, especially after she punched her chat listener couldn't.
Oh, I love how
in
she
the
does
in the
that shit,
face
too.
for obnoxious backseating during one of her Super Mario streams. But most fans don't heed the warnings, resulting in Corona releasing a short video of listener Kun being battered and bruised by her while pretending to be a sweetheart after they voted her as giving them the hard. Yeah.
So
great.
a small background. Smok is Subaru, Bio, Okayu, and Korone.
I
Yeah.
believe so.
Basically gamers, but replace Subaru with Fubuki with Subaru.
Yeah.
And there was a thing like who treats the listeners. Of course, that is the Japanese term for viewers. It's strange how that happens. The listeners the hardest time, and Korone was voted as the VTuber of that group who gave listeners the hardest time because she tried to bribe the chat, by dragging fancy food stuff and fancy stuff over to the chat, images of them of course, over to the chat from, hey look, this is for you, don't forget to vote that I am the nicest, this is for you. And then, because she didn't have a good ending for the stream, she decided to throw a dirty rag at the chat, an image of it at the chat. Because of this, after Korone trying to bribe the chat with nice things, right before the end, throwing a dirty rag at them. Such a hard time.
We got some more trivia here, which is good. So according to Kiryu Coco, her daily schedule suggests that she only sleeps about 2 to 3 hours a day in between working at the bakery, because apparently she works at a bakery, and streaming. Fans have expressed concern over her health, which, fuck, that's...
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty fucking... Jesus Christ.
Korone has a notable interest in American pop culture. She is a fan of South Park, Steven Spielberg movies such as especially Jurassic Park, Phineas and Ferb, Gravity Falls, Michael Jackson's music, and SpongeBob SquarePants. When her background was updated to feel more like her room, other bits of Americana were shown, such as an oversized baseball and a Blu-ray shelf filled with movies, with Child's Play and The Mask being displayed on the stands in her collector's items. And then, of course, we can't talk about Korone without talking about Doom. We cannot talk about Korone without mentioning the Doom.
Her Doom streams.
The Doom streams are legendary. With the chainsaw,
chainsaw. Brr.
Because there is an Easter egg in Doom Eternal's DLC, the Ancient Gods Part 1, that referenced Korone. Pressing the dedicated chainsaw button 4 times while on the rune slot screen would make a dog Eternal logo pop up. A nod to Korone's avid use of the chainsaw while playing Doom 64 and Doom 2016. Unfortunately, this was removed by id Software in the 3.1 patch update, likely due to the DOOG logo being copyrighted by Clover Corp, a HoloLive production, thus presenting a legal risk. This is one of those cases where the bureaucracy kind of shit kind of ruins
the lawyers.
The lawyers being
ruined it,
being fuckers.
It was cool while it lasted. It was a cool little nod.
Yeah, it was.
The memory lives with us.
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the YouTube AI began automatically placing "Get the latest information from the Seat Barber" tab underneath all of Korone's videos. regardless of the topic or context. This even extended to edited and translated clips of her streams uploaded by other YouTubes. It has been speculated to be due to an error in YouTube's AI resulting from Korone's name being similar to the spelling of Corona in several different languages.
That's automatic stuff for you.
So yeah, I'm just scrolling through to see if I remember anything interesting. She has an intense fear of worms and bugs, which we saw in the Metal Slug stream. Yeah, that was
she freaked out.
She was freaking out about the little worms. Yeah. So yeah. So
I think we can all agree that Korone is one of the S tier.
Oh,
Yes.
I would, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, she's great. I pop on one of her streams every now and then. Like, it's just good shit. It's good shit.
Yeah, she is definitely up there as one of the highest regarded in my opinion as well. I think she's definitely in terms of both iconic HoloLive moments as well as just I tab back to the stream and I see the fucking costumes. The New Year's one where she's got the big animated thing on her head.
Bamboo, yeah.
So yeah, no, she's just adorable. She is definitely one of the.
Yes, give her lots of pets and dog treats.
Yeah,
but now it's time for the fantasy.
Yeah, man, far out. We're getting there. Man.
Ushura Pokora. Yes, I know this one very well.
Pekora.
Let's see.
Oh my god, the comedian. I'm gonna say right now, this is another S tier.
Yeah, she's
actually this generation is so solid.
Yeah, I think once we started getting into Gen 3, like HoloLive Gamers definitely, because obviously you had Korone and whatnot. Once we started getting into Gen 3 and onwards, that's when HoloLive started to really take the fuck off. That's when they started getting the real gold mine was struck with the talent, right? That's when they started getting the real good shit. Not to say the other girls were bad or anything.
No, but they really started to find really good talent.
So
they had figured it out, right? They figured out how to do it.
Because I can actually add this because I think Gen 3 is where I started noticing more of these VTuber stuff.
I
think Gen 3 and afterwards is they finally mastered the formula.
So Pecora is the master of mischief, isn't she? She is the queen, I guess, of of being the prankster of the team.
She is the Bugs Bunny of
Yes.
Hololive.
And her signature
Yeah, she does have a very cute laugh.
I
mean,
love
every
that
week she's
laugh.
doing something
And
rascally in front of Yago.
And the fact she gets like the laugh has like a special little with the arrows to indicate the change in the pitch, because she does it in a very specific way. Where it's I can't even do it right. Like it's one of those things that's unique, right? To her. So yeah, so she is definitely one of the ones I've seen quite a lot of, because she shows up quite a lot in a lot of different things where she's going on about all manner of fun stuff. And I'm having a look at the trivia right now to see if there's anything that stands out.
A decently sized trivia. Oh no.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you can tell.
Oh yeah.
According to herself, her age is 101 years. Is actually three years old in Pecco Land. So, yeah, quite interesting there. She apparently she made a cameo in an episode of an anime once. Modified color scheme. But they had to remove it entirely from the Japanese broadcasts over copyright infringement of Clover Corp. She still remains in import streaming versions on sites like Crunchyroll due to licenses usually being, not having to deal with that. So yeah, she's one of those ones that definitely got really, really popular when she came out, and people were making quite a lot of clips of her. A lot of the Minecraft shenanigans with her and her little like construction stuff going on. And then I believe one of the more recent things was like the feud between, I think, was it Kiara and Muna, and fighting over Pecora. So yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys got to add about
Pecora is funny. She does a lot of gaming streams. She knows her way around Minecraft. She is very overconfident. So when in the 51 games collection, she challenges other, does small collabs with other members, and then she wins, and then when she loses big. I know she recently did a getting over it run, and, she wanted to do it under 10 minutes, and she it was a couple of hours and stuff, and she got it with 10 minutes and 22 seconds because she lost a lot of time getting around a rock. Which was very sad. Also, she did Jump King. I stayed around to watch that, and Jump King is a hard game because you fall very quickly. And she reached the end, which was very, very, very neat. And, she made good progress very quickly. But then, she reached the top, almost, and then fell down. And then when she would spend like 3 hours trying to get at the same point again. And a second time, she won victory. Thousands of people came in to watch the end, etc.
Right.
Good stuff.
So she's quite enjoyable. I don't watch a lot of the JP streams a lot, so most of my experience comes from what gets kind of talked about in clips and other videos like that. But she comes up quite a lot because obviously the mischievous nature and pulling pranks with other girls, and the way that she kind of interacts with everyone is quite good. I think one of the most famous ones is obviously the Minecraft one where she throws the Neverite sword into the lava. and she's freaking out about trying to get it back. I really like that someone made a really good edit of that one, which is quite funny. Oh man.
I also want to mention, I think Fool can back me up on this when he comes back. Like in real life, she's like super attractive. Like holy shit.
All right. Well, we don't want to get too deep into that kind of thing, but Yeah, she's definitely one of the ones that is quite popular. I quite like her. She's quite funny. If I had to give her a rating, she'd be a solid A for me at least. I think Phil would probably go S, but he's not here because he's gone off to have a smoke. So because we've been going for quite a while, so we
Yeah,
might
he's going for a smoke.
we might have to consider when we might have to do a cutoff point and maybe come back another day
Well,
because it's going to take us
At least
a lot
let's
longer.
just finish the fantasy. Rusia.
Yeah, we'll finish fantasy and then we'll see what we're at. So yes, the heavy metal queen herself. Definitely not Patan. Very boing boing. Very, very boing boing. Yeah, Rusia is quite the character. I know a little bit about. I know again. Yeah, I've seen quite a lot of the stuff from her. Somewhat naive girl who is soft spoken. Yeah, yeah, very excitable. While she's usually innocent and sweet, she can occasionally become enraged and scream uncharacteristically, beast-like manner before regaining composure. For example, while playing Dark Souls on Mario Kart, she is infamous for her extremely poor anger management skills. In addition to screaming, she will often violently smash her fist against the desk. This behavior has previously regarded as breaking character, but is now mostly considered part of the character. In these characteristics, she sometimes compared her fans to former Niji Sanji character. Oh yeah, so she's compared a little bit to that one Niji Sanji girl who started off as the sweet and innocent and then turned into the gorilla. So Rusia is sensitive about her breast size. Both fans and other Hololive members often tease her for it, to the point that she will flinch whenever she hears someone say flat or wall or cutting board. She also has a humorous yandere persona that occasionally surfaces when people start talking too much about other female VTubers instead of her, especially those in Hololive, and will sometimes have rapid self-deprecating attacks on herself as a result, which usually prompts sympathy from her audience to calm her down. So yeah, she's funny. I like her. The heavy metal remixes of Rusia are quite good.
I remember a funny. She was playing Dark Souls, and she was attempting some English, which was her first mistake.
Yes.
Do you remember this?
I vaguely do. You might have to keep explaining it a little.
So there was a little bit of English. She wants to do some English. So, there was something like, "I'm at work right now. I can't watch because I'm at work right now. I can maybe when I'll go home." And then Risha said,
"Oh
go
yeah,
home.
I know what you're doing about it.
Yes,
Yeah. She said, yeah. She told the viewers to go home, and everyone started, and she was freaking out, like, no, go home, stay." Yeah, Phil, we're on Rusia now. We finished Pokora and we're on Rusia now.
Yeah.
Don't go. I need you.
So Rusia is a great. I love her. Yeah, the freakouts are always great. The one that everyone remembers is Fall Guys, when the servers were down and she's trying to play Fall Guys, and she lets out this fucking wail that got remixed into like a death metal track.
Yeah, I love that. Dude.
She's like. Her death metal voice is often compared to the howl of Evo Unit 1, which resulted in the nickname Shiguki. Although she has stated the reason for this nickname is cool, cute, and beautiful, just like Evo Unit 1 in a stream when a viewer questioned about it. So yeah, she is also the third shortest at 143 centimeters after Gargura and Luna.
Yeah, I watched a few, or like two of the bar things that Marine used to do or does, where Noel and Rusia and Bakura, all they assume male personas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Rusia does a good male voice. Bakura not as much, to be
Lucifer,
honest.
yeah.
But Rusia does a good one.
Mm, mm.
Oh, Flair
Yeah,
also,
they're what is it? The word Ikemen, the Ikemen
Right.
voice.
Yeah. So the other thing that we also have to credit Rusia for is the popularization of boing boing. So yes, Rusia popularized the now common community phrase boing boing. The sorry. The honor.
I'm
Oh god, I
Boing
can't.
Boing
Oh god,
Russia.
I hate the fucking words with so many O's in them. Large breasts make in Japan. As a result, Russia is not this. Fans commonly refer to her as patan, or flat-chested, or cutting board. Russia has even gone on record to tell the team of Disgaea 6, or perhaps even threaten them, into making her a sexy succubus for the game. A common meme is comments being cut short whenever they talk about her being flat-chested, implying that she killed them for it. Boing is often localized as boing in translation work. This extends into the English Hololive community, as that is often used to describe
this
other
is more an
busty members.
insider thing. I don't like it
A
being
lit-
included here.
Well, no, I don't know. Like the
No,
boing, the boing,
big fan
boing.
thing.
No, the boing, boing thing is something that kind of, definitely got kind of pushed quite a lot with it. And it is true that she was kind of the spark for that community meme. So I feel
Yeah.
like it is kind of relevant for it to be mentioned here.
It's kind of, well, I would
'cause,
more
yeah.
like I would more just add like her relationship to how was the name? Not Tomoki. The independent VTuber trap character.
Yeah, I think I know the one you're talking about.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about. Too.
And
yeah.
she goes full yandere, but also when Okayu with Okayu Rusia is very whimsical with her relationships and demands extreme loyalty of them all. Well, not allowing anything.
Yeah, the yandere stuff. Yeah.
It's funny.
So, yeah, it is, and so I like Rusia. I think she's really good. She is very very, very, very funny, especially when she has the freak out. And I'm liking that she has recently kind of teamed up with Ollie and
Yeah,
Callie.
the Hollow Death.
The Hollow Death team. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's funny because Callie was like, I always thought she'd hate me, And
Yeah.
it's like, and it turned out like I think what did she say like?
She was talking about and also that because her other outfit with the pink hair is very similar to Carly, so they kind of get along in that regard, and it's a nice outfit too. It's really nice.
Yeah.
So
Rushi is definitely one of my favorites. She's S class too.
Yeah, S class is best class, as we know.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's
Flair.
On to Flair, yes. Now Flair is an interesting one because she's another one of those ones that I'm not hyper familiar with.
Same here.
So I know.
What is it with the elves, man? I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it with the elves? So let's have a little.
Well, that's a long story, but it also starts like with all. I mean, I can get into like the hentai game lore and shit about elves.
All right, let's not.
Okay, off topic. So
I was making a joke.
Flair's personality, right? Flair is a kind and extremely humble individual, almost to a fault. Her kindness is vouched for most often by the other Hololive Fantasy members, which has resulted in her so-called harem, with Pecora being an exception. However, out of the four members in Hololive Fantasy, it remains to be Noelle who is the most blatant in her affection.
There are a couple.
Other Hololive members like Sora have expressed admiration for Flair because of her versatile voice and mature aura. However, although Flair is known to be cool and aloof at first glance, she's actually quite childish and girly, which comes out most in her horror streams when she is drunk. She has also expressed her want to be more confident in herself in the Hololive Fantasy first anniversary stream. Then the other thing I know her for particularly, we'll see if it shows up in the trivia, is she is another one along with Matsuri, which talks about the like for the lollies. She is one of the lolly lovers in Hololive as well. She also likes the shotas as well, I believe.
Well,
so does Noel. So does her.
Fubuki
Yeah,
and was it Fubuki is one, and there was another one that we skipped over.
It doesn't come up a lot, but it's one of the things I know Flare for, because I don't know a whole lot about Flare outside.
I think doesn't Suisei have a thing for shotas too?
Oh yeah, that's true. Well,
Suisei, I didn't mention it when we talked about her, but she has a thing for gloves. Yeah, yes. Also, yes, it's very, very particular. It has to be a certain type, and also she has a thing for gloves as well. She has a fetish for gloves. She's talked about.
If you're going to ask her out, wear gloves.
Yeah, she's very very into gloves and hands, which is quite interesting. It's quite a rare one, that one. So Flare. There's not a lot of trivia on Flare, which again it's interesting. Yeah, you can tell which ones get the most attention based on the trivia. She is good. She's good at architectural sense. She's her numerous builds.
Yeah, her Minecraft builds houses are pretty good.
Flare bows down in gratitude every time she reads a super chat. She also mentions its color, if it's purple or red. 3D debut stream was a worldwide trender.
Slow news data.
She's also one of the moderators on the subreddit.
No one cares.
She and Narelle got made platinum rings. Ooh, interesting. Like Picora, Aqua, and Subaru, Flare established her own construction company within Minecraft JP server. So she's, from what I hear, she's pretty good. She's all right. I don't follow her particularly closely. I see her every now and then pop up.
Yeah, her streams are mostly chill. Yeah, I guess that's a weakness, being chill, being a chill streamer.
Yeah,
yes and no.
Yes and no. Yeah, because
I think it really works in Okayu's benefit, but like maybe for Flare, it would be a detriment. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, getting a lengthy trivia section. Being chill doesn't help.
I think it's there's less opportunities for those kind of standout moments that happen, right?
Yeah.
That sort of are what kind of sets a lot of these girls apart from the others, right? And it doesn't mean that she's bad, right? She's it just means that the attention, she probably doesn't get the attention that she probably deserves, right? Similar to what happened with we talked about Aki, right? Where initially she wasn't getting a lot of attention, but then once the attention kind of does come, and there's a moment that happens that goes viral, it kind of sets them sets them off. Right.
Noelle.
Do we have a ranking for Flare before we move on to Noelle?
I'll give her an A.
No.
Yeah.
She's not bad. I've seen a few of her things.
The official ranking is a B.
All right. So, Noelle.
S rating. S for Shota.
It's for Shota.
You don't get to decide. It's
okay. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So let's have a look. Now I know a little bit about Noelle. I've seen her show up once or twice, and she's also one of those ones that I believe is an ASMR type as well.
Yes, she is. She
knows a bit about that. So Noelle is clumsy but mostly wholesome knight. With a more girlish voice than her appearance would suggest, although she can pull out a mature older sister voice if the occasion calls for it, obviously. She often streams video games, but is rarely seen actually doing well in them. Noel's thirst for a flare is arguably matched only by Matsuri's thirst for girls in general. She gets jealous if Flair so much as interacts with someone else, and since Flair is somewhat of a chick magnet, this happens very often.
So there was a
yes,
very.
there is.
I mentioned the hostess bar thing with the male personas. So in the last one, Matsuri was the client with her mama, her illustrator, her character designer, and you had Flair and you had Noelle. These are the most important ones. So at one point, Flair gets called to impress the ladies, the clients, and in a particularly cruel and prankish way, Matsuri demanded from Flair to treat her very nicely, to say "I love you, Matsuri" from Flair, which caused very much jealousy from Noelle, to the point where Noelle gave up her persona and joined the clients, using the money that the game is to earn as much money from the clients, get them to order lots of expensive stuff from you. So Noelle got some money from doing that in previous rounds. So now she was using that money, stepping out of her male persona, joining as a client, getting Flair to say, "No, love me instead." Which is very funny.
So I'm looking at the trivia.
Yeah, and I don't think that half of it's like an act. I think half of it's very genuine.
So on several
I disagree. I think most of this is kayfabe. It's like even Okayu came out and said like, yeah, a lot of this is kayfabe.
So
I mean,
on several,
I can see that, but
on several occasions, when pressed to specify her bust size, Noelle has claimed that she is a K cup. She has also jokingly stated that it stands for Night Cup. According to other members of HoloLive, her avatar's bust size is an accurate description of her true size. She has a large appetite, including on several occasions that she enjoys extremely large serving portions when they are available. Fans have commented that this increased caloric intake makes sense considering Noelle's height, athletic abilities, and impressive bust size. Dissatisfied with her own singing ability, she works with a voice coach in hopes of improving her musical talents. According to Noelle, her coach is particularly harsh and difficult to impress. However, after hearing Moyo singing during a live event, her voice coach remarked on how talented Moyo was, much to Noelle's dismay.
So I have another tidbit on this, that there was a live concert that she did already, and she went afterwards. She went to a voice coach, and showed her performance, and the only response that she got at that time was, "You're very brave for standing there." for doing that, being as bad as you are, being the subtext, and then showing Mio, and then, "Oh, she's very good," right after being told, "It's very brave you standing there."
Yeah.
The contrast.
And that's a standard issue Japanese, old
Response.
school. If we go too easy on you, then you won't work yourself to death and die from karoshi kind of thing.
So
right?
during one stream, she mentions that during her school days, she was nicknamed "Running Titty Cow" in reference to her large absolute bust. As such, she's typically depicted around cow imagery and anything to do with milk, on occasion baby bottles due to breasts, natural role. The fact that she also has Shuro, the symbol in her name only strengthens this milky description. So she is the big booby knight, and I like the design too. It's quite nice.
Her design is great.
Paladin.
Yeah.
Like if you look at some of the fan
I
art,
like the asymmetriality of the armor. I think that's quite nice.
And like if you look at some of the fan art that people make of her, like her design goes with a lot of outfits and shit.
So yeah. Other than what we've kind of talked about from Noelle, there's not a whole lot else to kind of say. I think I do recall that she is one of those ASMR type streamers. I think. And she's known
I
for
believe
doing
she's
a lot of that.
mostly just chatting.
No, I'm talking about both in Hollow and outside of Hollow. I think that was one of
I
her
don't know
things
anything
before she
about
joined
outside
Hollow.
of Hololive.
Yeah, I think she was an ASMR kind of girl. Kind of like someone in the end recently. But yeah. Noelle seems pretty good. I'd give her quite a high ranking. But what do you?
She's great.
What do you think, Fool? What's your opinion?
Honestly, a year ago, I probably would have given her an A, but at this point, I'm kind of leaning towards a B because, I don't know. I haven't.
You're not
watched
into
that
the
much
Onasun
this
type?
past year, though. No, it's not that. I think I'm being unfair by giving her a B, but I would have given her, like I said, a year ago, I would have given her an A, but now I'm leaning more towards a B.
For
But,
big
I might be
boing
being
boing.
unfair.
Big boing boing. Yeah, big. She gets a B for big boing boing. There you go.
Okay.
All right. So
Not
now I am very horny.
Oh, schon Maringesu.
Ahoy.
Ahoy, boys! Ahoy! Let's fucking go.
Hoshe Mary is fucking great. I would love to meet this chick in real life. She would just be a blast. Ahoy!
Yeah, well.
Okay, man. The personality tab. This one gets a nice big personality tab that I want to read. So, Marine is a bold, fast-talking girl who often throws caution to the wind, making obscene jokes and playful mocking both her higher-ups and her viewers. Marine describes her way of approaching people as though to talk to them so she might get in their circle, as described when talking about the differences between herself and who's that one?
The
Oni.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the name's mucking me up. Okay. She often struggles to keep her lewdness in check, with her openly lusting after fictional female characters, reading BL, which is boys love, and claiming to be a former Shotokan, despite still showing some attraction in fiction. This has led to her to describe herself as extremely horny, with the phrase "I'm horny" being a fan favorite since her 3D stream with Kiryu Coco. At times, she even tries calming and seducing her way out of sticky situations, which has backfired on her many times. Although she claims to be 17 years old, her self-described auntie voice, lack of physical stamina, and extensive knowledge of 2000s to 2010 internet culture indicate that she is most likely older than she claims she is.
No.
This is supported by other HoloLive members' habits of teasing her about her age.
Don't believe
her
them.
age her age has become a reoccurring joke on the channel itself. For example, on the 30th of July 2020, Marine's birthday, she claimed to be turning 17 again for a second season,
Very reasonable.
which Luna states via a drawing that she is 27.
Libel.
Absolute slander. Yeah, absolute fabrication. Fake. False. Incorrect.
Fake news.
Fake news. Okay, yet in spite of the antics Marine is popular for, Marine typically shows herself to be cultured in a variety of topics she brings up on her streams, ranging from popular to niche, and regularly talks about the happenings behind the scenes at HoloLive on her on her own accord. She is also extremely sensitive to her surroundings, especially when it comes to the social environment. as she was able to instinctively pick up on Yushura Pikora's discomfort with others in her space, and even spoke up about how she managed to avoid trouble in a previous office job, such as avoiding getting yelled at by her ex-bosses. As such, she is marked as having the highest status in social insight out of every idol in Hololive by her fans.
Yeah,
She
she
often
was
greets
like,
her viewers with "Ahoy!" as her typical pirate greeting.
she's
Yeah,
she's
the
talked
Hosho
about
pirates
being
are cool
like,
as shit.
she's talked about, you know, working for a black company, you know, working people to death company, and some a fire happened, a boss caused a fire and tried to blame it off on Marine, and her quitting instead of before getting fired or something. You know, good old corporate.
Good old fun times, yeah. So I'm reading the trivia.
I actually think I saw a clip of her talking about her childhood and when she grew up in a house that was infested with roaches and shit. It's like wild.
Marine watched her first porno when she was only 5 years old while rummaging through her father's movies. She marks this incident as the origin of her uncontrollable horniness she experiences in the
Ritsu, would
day.
you call her a hypersexual?
Maybe. Marine is notably good at drawing, as shown by these tweets, referencing in the article, where she has drawn Fubuki, Aqua, and Matsuri in their swimsuits, just to name a few. Although Marine constantly insists she is 17 years old, she has admitted that when she visited a doctor, she was told that her body age was 45, which was a little higher than her actual age. And she has expressed genuine shock upon hearing this. She also revealed that her mental age during mental training is 72. Her physical feats seem to support her body age, include her losing breath after 10 seconds of whatever that says in place, and having a grip strength of merely 13 kg. She attributes the latter to inheriting it from her mother, whom she does not talk about often. Unlike Katana, the angel girl. Marine has a wide vocal range. Oh yeah, like Katana, she has a wide vocal range, with her cover of Bloody Stream being sung 1 octave lower than the original. She often put on a very high-pitched, cute voice in a guest appearance with someone,
Ryu-san from Nichisanji.
Yeah, claiming it to be her real voice. Marine also has a very convincing Pikachu impression. Marine's normal voice is noted to strongly resemble that of Angie's from Resident Evil Village. Yeah, and yeah, her cover of Bloody Stream is really good. I've listened to that quite a bit. It's a really nice cover. She does a good job on that one. And then I like how she like uses the avatar and she like zooms in and out and does like a whole bunch of different things with it. It's quite good. Marine's spoken English skills are somewhat poor, but that doesn't stop her from trying. The broken mess that results when she attempts to communicate in English is affectionately referred to by fans as Maringish. She has started taking English classes. Her 3D tag, did really good. Marine is a big fan of the Toho project, a franchise mostly known for...
we all know what Toho is.
Yeah, as evident by her in-game play of Toho Spell Bubble and her excited reactions. Additionally, Marine appeared along with Fubuki on the 12th of April 2020 episode of Super Toho Station, where they were able to personally meet Zun, who is the creator and person who makes Toho, resulting in Marine going into what fans would describe as a fangirl panic attack.
True.
Following the previous point, yes, I just kind of talked
blah blah Toho. Her character looks Toho. Blah,
she is
blah,
apparently
blah.
allergic to cats, and she is also on the subreddit.
There's one in the tabbed out section. There's one interesting bit where she made a Toho Dojin.
Yes,
but nobody knows what her artist pseudonym is.
I mean, you could probably... I don't know, you might be able to
it's kind of hard,
but,
though.
Compare her drawing streams right?
Yeah,
To
yeah.
all the different Toho dojins you can.
Well, there
See,
are a
figure out
lot of
which one it is.
Toho Dojin. That's kind of
Yeah, have fun. Have fun with that. Have fun with.
I'm not saying I'm gonna do it.
so
But, you know,
even
So-
still, not even
if
half
somebody
of
out
the
there wants to try, knock yourself out.
not
so
even
yeah,
half.
Listen,
I
it's called putting all the dots together.
Well,
so yeah,
Phil,
I
let
really,
me get
I really.
Phil
okay, so anyway.
one bit. I want to. Not even half of the comic cats get scanned in. So trying
Yeah.
to
Oh
find.
God,
Yeah,
that's
who
true.
knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? So I
No,
like,
that's
I,
true.
so anyway, I really like Marine. I think she's really funny. I think she's got a great personality. Obviously, I jive really well with the lewdness aspect and the way that she kind of presents it. She's got a good avatar too. You can see in a lot of the different design sheets, right? Especially for that one, the fourth costume. I remember she got in a bit of trouble with that because she actually has the ability to unzip the jacket. Like she can actually lower the zip and decide how much cleavage she shows, and she got in trouble on stream with management because she could only do it a certain level before they'd start screaming at her.
Yeah, I remember hearing that she got in trouble with YouTube quite a few times for being a bit too get by.
Yeah, so she's quite she definitely pushes the limits a little bit in that, but she's quite the character. I quite enjoy Marine. I think she's pretty good. I would rank her quite highly. I'd probably give her an A or an S. I think I'd be up there. What about Full? What was Full think of our resident pirate?
Yeah, S.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give her an S. Dude,
I
Marine
have,
is awesome. Marine is awesome. That's yeah. There's just no other.
no way to put it.
Yeah. Why resist? Just accept it. Marine is an S tier.
Yeah. So we got a decision to make because we've been going for like about 3 hours. So
I'm tired.
we have to
Yeah,
decide.
I'm good with picking up and doing like the rest of Japan and like.
Yeah, we'll finish off
we-
off Japan. We got to do Japan. We got to do ID, and then we got to do. I think what we should do is we'll do part 2. Can be the 4th gen, 5th gen, ID, and then we'll save English for its own dedicated stream.
Perfect.
That sounds like a good idea.
Because I have a lot more to say about English.
Yeah, because with English, we probably have a shitload more to say about English for obvious reasons. So it's kind of like, I feel like if we'll cut the stream, cut the stream now. We don't know when we'll come back and do this. Well, we have to do scheduling and stuff. But since it's a stream, it's actually a lot easier for us to do it because we don't have to like edit anything or muck around. We could just kind of, we could just kind of get to it.
It doesn't
so
make for a good video discussion.
Well,
though.
I mean, yeah, but it's I think that this is better as a stream than doing it as a video, to be honest.
Well, because the editing would be very difficult.
Intense, yeah.
Yeah.
So
it would be, yeah.
So yeah, if you guys want more of this, you gotta smash that subscribe button. Gotta smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button. Yeah,
comment and subscribe, like and
don't
recommend to all your friends.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll be back with another stream where we go. Our crew here will go through the rest of these girls and just talk about what we think. So yeah, have a good one, guys. Catch you guys.
Take
later.
it easy.
Oh, and Ritsu, have you ended the stream because I want to send you something?
No. I'm not the one in control of the stream.
Yeah, that's me. So I'm pressing.
Okay, cool. I can send you shit. Cool. I was just gonna